What's up, Ken?
What's going on, Jay?
Thank you for coming up here, man. It's
you.
good to see you. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself for our audience, please?
I am Ken Dunbar, and I am the founder of Glacier Combat Arts,
Yes, sir.
formerly Glacier MMA. When Julie was on the podcast, you guys had a conversation like there was a name change. Because our name is so long, especially at like Northwest Fight Challenge where they put the gym names on there,
Yeah.
sometimes there's too much text, so Brian has to cut off the arts.
Okay.
So like under Julie's name, when she fought Aaron this last time, it said Glacier Combat Arts, but under Kai's, because they were losing space, it just says Glacier Combat.
Right.
So everybody's like, "Did you change your name?" You weren't the only one who said it. I'm like, "Nah, it happens to us all the time."
Okay.
When we first came out, we were Glacier MMA because that's all we did. We didn't do kickboxing, didn't do jiu-jitsu. It was just MMA all the time. So.
Okay.
And then we made the change when I started realizing I have more skill sets to teach. And it broadens the horizon for combat sports. So.
Definitely. Especially with how popular kickboxing, Muay Thai has, even in the last year or two, has gotten a lot bigger. Especially like 1FC being on Prime and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
So all you gotta do is, what is this? Some fights?
Well,
yeah.
Pluto TV, if you need free TV, they have the Fight channel, they have the Glory channel, right? So anything you want to watch.
Same as like if you use Roku, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You can go in there and it's like Glory channel, like all day. But MMA fucking basically set the tone for all these to get bigger in the last few years. I think.
Yeah, I think
Brought the attention at least.
I think the mainstream, when MMA went mainstream, and you have to remember, like, we're both old heads in this, right? But the first time I saw MMA was 1993, right?
Yeah.
I saw the first UFC.
Yeah, your UFC, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know it was MMA back then because it wasn't, right?
It wasn't,
was just fighting. It was no holds barred, right?
Right.
And that's where I cut my teeth and got into it and really loved it. But my parents, like most parents of the 80s and 90s children, they had a rambunctious, crazy kid who loved watching Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, and all that shit. And they're like, we don't want him to learn how to actually fight because we're afraid what he'll do.
Yeah.
They had that kind of misunderstanding of what martial arts does. And if you look back at, I was born in 84.
Same.
If you look at the Reagan era to the Bush Senior era of media, when it displays martial arts, there were only two avenues: grotesque violence or like Kung Fu the series from the 70s and 60s, right?
Yeah.
So it was either like super zen or super violent. There wasn't any in between.
Well, and then I think the cartoonish side.
Yeah, well,
which was like the...
If you look at like Ninja Turtles, let's use Ninja Turtles. Came
comical.
out. Yeah, it's comical, right? And the violence is definitely downplayed.
Yeah.
Right?
The bad guy is a fucking joker or
Yeah.
a fucking goofball.
Yeah, but even when you look at that, they make the Foot Clan robots, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's not person-to-person violence.
And all the Foot Clan get destroyed in, by today's standards, very mild methods. But back then, there's a reason Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was banned in England. And if you notice, Series 2 or Season 2, Michelangelo stopped using his nunchucks as much and he starts using the Kisara, right? Because England banned nunchucks.
Because of that? Which is wild because you got Bruce Lee fucking wild before.
Well, Bruce Lee movies in the other English-speaking sides of the world, right, was rated adult only. But when it came to America, it was PG and PG-13 for most of the movies.
That shit is wild.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know that.
South Park said it best. Gratuitous violence in America is okay. Sex is bad, right? And all the other English-speaking world is switched.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I spent some time over in Europe, and I'm like, there's a lot of sex on commercials and TV. There's the movie Euro Trip.
Yeah.
And he's like, the lady's got her tits out, and he's like, oh, some new orange juice or some shit. And it's like, I'm over in like Switzerland or Paris or something. There's there's like 2 English channels or something that you can find, and it's the holidays, so you can find some English, American stuff, but everything I'm like, that lady's naked while they're eating holiday food. Like, they're about to get free. I'm like, wow, okay, this is just different. But yeah, no violence. Like, was I thinking? Watch Last Action Hero. So it's like, think about He-Man. Skeletor was a joke.
Yeah.
But
well, and 80s cartoon violence was very interesting. I went to art school, so I'm going to get totally derailed on this.
Let's do it.
All right. But when you
We're
look
not
at
just
like,
fighters.
when you look at like 80s cartoon violence, G.I. Joe or Action Man as it's known everywhere else, right? Right. You notice how like all of the enemies that die, right, with the exception of the G.I. Joe movie, are robots.
Yeah.
Nobody who is a person dies.
Yep.
So they're able to get away and around the censors with extreme acts of violence because it's an inanimate object, right? So like if you were to take a bat, like the bionic articulation tactical machine, the robots that the Cobras have, right? If you take that and you replace it with a human, the shit that Duke and the rest of the Joes do to that is a war crime. It's fucking Geneva Suggestion level shit.
Oh, wow.
Okay? But because it's a robot, it doesn't matter. And parents of the 80s and early 90s, they kind of were okay with that because it's not people getting hurt.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at like the comics,
Oh, yeah.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics was originally written for young adults.
Yeah.
Shredder gets killed in the first series with a
yeah.
fucking grenade. Right? He doesn't get sliced and diced. He doesn't get put into a garbage truck.
He gets Raph fucking blasting 2 MAC-10s. Yeah.
It's violent as hell. And G.I. Joe is the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, people forget that in the very first run of Marvel's G.I. Joe, there's something like 16 character deaths.
Damn.
Something like that. And then when IDW bought it became even more adult.
IDW. They played with people like that grew up with this shit and then grew up.
Well, my favorite G.I. Joe run is an IDW run.
Okay.
Like, it's the Cobra run where they have to elect a new Cobra commander. The original Cobra commander gets murked.
Ooh,
right?
Okay.
So they elect a new one. And the election is between Major Blood, Destro, another character, like a minor character, and this character they created basically to be the new Cobra commander. Right?
Oh, okay.
He's not a very big character. But they've done a good job building him up to kind of, you're like, you know what, he makes more sense than these other fucking chuckle-thup.
Yeah.
And then the entire rest of the run is how he reorganizes the Cobra Empire, not just on the military side, but also on the business side. Because people don't realize that Cobra is actually, it's not an allegory for the evils of capitalism, right?
Okay.
Cobra is an allegory for the evils of unchecked free market, which is different.
That's
right?
a very good call.
Right. So they have a bunch of really legitimate businesses that are also funded by black businesses, which is also funding the military. The military operates in 4 parts. Private military, right? An actual secondary military within governments, kind of like a cabal type thing. Like the Venezuelan military in the comics is owned by Cobra.
Okay.
Like, so all the generals in Venezuela, they don't actually report to Maduro during this run. They report to Cobra Commander himself.
Wow. Okay.
Shit like that, right? And then, like, they have the secret police, the internal military. That is, like, Cobra Civil War type shit.
Okay.
So,
That's wild.
I don't know how we got on this subject.
I don't know. I love it, but, like, I'm absorbing. Well, because I always thought it was interesting about, like, because my mom was the first one that ever pointed out. She's like, I love it when you used to watch cartoons because the bad guys were the fucking hilarious part of it. Because, like, Shredder's incompetent, Skeletor's incompetent, but they're funny. He's like, fuck you, He-Man. You know, like, that type shit. And just the funny voices. And, Ninja Turtles, like, Shredder always just getting his ass kicked. But then you look at the first couple comics, you know, I have them. Oh, I have the graphic novels, but I'm like, this shit's dark.
Yeah, Shredder ripping out dudes' throats and shit.
Yeah. Well, and like Raph just getting off on killing people. Like okay. Well, then you look at it's based off Daredevil, which was really dark. Like Frank Miller's Daredevil, that series, and you're like, okay, these dudes like they wanted to make fun of it, but they also fucking they executed really well.
Eastman and Laird created something that I don't think anybody else could have created at that time. They took an absurd concept and made it into both a very noir and beautiful dark comic that also had marketability to children with just removing those walls. And it's such a interesting thing. And then you even see it, like, my daughter loves the 2013 Ninja Turtles show.
I love that one too.
That's actually my favorite.
It's okay, thank you, me too.
It's my favorite because it blends the comics and the cartoon in a way that's palpable.
Yep.
They're violent like in the comics.
And the video games.
Oh, yes.
They'll throw the little fucking digitized things from cutscenes and stuff. Yeah, I'm like,
And all the throwbacks to like the original series and the comics, and then the secondary series, the Extreme TMNT in the late 90s.
Yes, I remember that. Ugh,
Yeah.
that
Which
one was
was
a little tough.
Well, that one was like direct from the comics, right? With a little bit of censorship, but it didn't have the persuasiveness to the youth. Like it didn't capture them. Right. It was more meant for people like us. And if you go back and watch it now, being a kid of the 80s and 90s, there's a lot you can identify with.
Right.
It doesn't hold up well. Whereas the 2013 one, you know, we're 10 years on and it's still really entertaining, even as an adult.
It's funny and it's in like, I think it was, because it's like people like us, hopefully in our age range, we're like, all right, this is what I would want to see. Yeah. So I really like that. It's actually kind of like, each rendition is kind of like captured a new audience. Yeah. But it's not big like Spider-Man. It's like the biggest, like, because that isn't, it's like Marvel's biggest character or whatever.
I think Spider-Man is the best-selling character of Marvel.
Yeah, I think, but it's not, it's like a notch down, but it's just its own entity. I love that. Yeah.
I think every Turtles series, except for the newest one, stands alone on itself. But the newest one is pretty...
It's hard to find that relatability for art. Like I watched a couple, but
there's a reason it only lasted a couple seasons too, because it didn't connect with the kids either. Right. So it's
talking about the Rise of the Turtles.
Yeah,
that one sucked. I thought you were talking about the new one based off Seth Rogen's movie.
No, I haven't actually dove into that yet.
It's good. It's written well, but it's a lot of banter. It's a lot of back and forth. It's a little bit too much for me. I'd like to just have a little bit more playfulness. They do have some of that. I also don't like the voice actor for Michelangelo. It's like too deep of a voice and stuff. It just throws me off every time. Like I think like Donatello and him should have switched, but again, it's just my opinion.
I'll have to watch it and give my.
The movie is actually really funny. It's Jackie Chan as Master Splinter. And it is the funniest shit. There's like. He's like, does that say milking machine over there? It's just funny the way he has his accent. He's like, I'm going to tell the story again. I got to tell it. So he tells the origin story like how every season does. So he's like, no, I'm going to tell it. You guys got it. Because they're all in trouble. So it's funny.
All right.
And he's like, I had this friend. He was a cockroach. And then one day I ate him. It's just fucking hilarious. But yeah, check it out.
All right.
I won't say anything else. But so let's talk about Julie's fight. So
her last fight?
Yeah, she just came on, obviously. You saw that.
Yeah.
Student. She was a great guest. Thank you, Julie, for coming on.
Yeah.
I was talking to her about her fight. Like, I really liked how she broke down, like, she's like, let me break it down in 10 seconds, and we break down, like, I know that's not my fighter to do that with, so I know you're seeing stuff, like, how we do. But I really liked how she got better through the fight. I felt like she just kept gradually getting better. And no disrespect to Aaron, like, I thought Aaron did a really good job coming off such a long layover, taking a title fight against Julie, who's very active. You could see the separation of the two as the fight went on. But I thought it was a really good fight.
Yeah. So I'm going to peel back the veil a little bit and tell you how Glacier runs, right?
Yeah, okay.
So I have done a lot of things in my life, right? And I've studied a lot of arts, right? And I am the head coach of Glacier. But I am not the head kickboxing coach or the head MMA coach or... I'm the head Sambo coach. That's just because there's no Sambo around here. Right. But I'm not the head HEMA, and I'm not the overseer of the jiu-jitsu program. Okay. Right? And Brian always gives me shit about this. I think I am the worst in the room, right? Okay. At any given time. We had this conversation when you booked this, right? Where I was like, there's better people than me. Like, I do not think I am a good coach.
Okay. And why is that?
I think that I am an average coach at best in all of these things. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none type of guy, right? But I come from the corporate world.
Okay.
I come from the business world. So there's two things you can do in business when you see a shortfall. You can man up and try to fake it, or you can hire an expert, right?
Yeah.
I have been very blessed that I don't have to hire experts necessarily. I just have them in my crew. So like my jiu-jitsu coach, Kano Melvin, he technically is head of the jiu-jitsu program. Although he would say since I got my black belt, it's all mine, right? But when I was wanting to create Glacier, I knew that if I did it my way, it would be wrong.
Okay.
So every program has to be done in conjunction with my way. So I want certain outcomes. So I work with the coaches, or I tell the coaches what the outcome is that I want, and they work towards that. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And we work together. So in Julie's case, right? Devin Goda, not Gouda.
Okay.
Yeah. Julie got a lot of shit from it, just as a joke. So I have to, she's going to watch this and be like, fuck her. Julie's one of my favorite people on the planet, by the way.
Awesome.
She's amazing. She is absolutely wonderful with the kids program. She's an amazing fighter, and she's an amazing captain for the team. I could not say enough good things about her. She's amazing in her community. I wish that I had more Julies. I wish the country had more Julies. The country would be way better off. But I digress. Devin is one of the best analysts I've ever met when it comes to combat sports.
Okay.
He is one of the best kickboxing coaches and striking coaches that I've ever met. He understands every rule set of striking on a deep, deep level. And he understands the nuances of the different rule sets. So if we're talking Washington rules MMA, kickboxing, right? Which we're unique. Our kickboxing that the Washington standardized rules uses, like Brian and Travis use, there's no clinching.
Right.
Knees are outlawed. It's very like American kickboxing from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like IKO style kickboxing meets Dutch kickboxing, because we allow low kicks and all that stuff, right? But it's a very unique rule set, and you need different skills in that rule set than you need in like a glory type rule set. K1 War, love Landon's card, love that rule set.
Yeah.
Where you can work in the clinch, right? And even that requires a different understanding of the skills and the applications than Muay Thai. Muay Thai scoring is different than both of those in an extreme way.
And now there's multiple versions of it, but yes.
Exactly. One American Muay Thai scores differently than Thailand Muay Thai, which
yeah.
scores way differently than European Muay Thai.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, how the fuck do you keep it all together?
You understand? Yeah.
And Devin can.
Okay.
And not only can he do that, but he can help fighters navigate the rule set that they're going to work in with the skills that they have.
That is literally what we do. I love that. Continue. Sorry.
And what I'm really good at, none of my fighters fight like me, right? What I'm really good at is giving them kind of heuristic guidelines. Like, this is what I do. This has worked for me. Make it your own, right? And we have people in the gym who are like, Ken said to do it this way. And then we have people like Julie who's like, Ken showed this.
Right.
He's 300 pounds and 6 foot tall. I am not. I'm going to do it this way. It's the same concept. This fits for me. And she's great at executing it. And Devin can come in, work with me and say, well, Ken showed this. I would prefer this. And tell somebody like Julie, these are our two opinions. And she will take both opinions and apply them in a way that fits her. And she's so amazing. Devin is really the secret success. And I know he's going to be annoyed when he sees this because he hates being in the spotlight. But Devin is a secret success to all of our success because he taught me how to coach in a way that was different than how I was brought up. He taught me how to help people find themselves in the fight rather than teach people how to fight like me. Right? Or like where I came from. And he and Kano actually have really helped me figure out how to be a better coach in that regard as mentors. Right? And I have thousands of people I need to thank, obviously. When Glacier MMA started, we were an independent in the garage, not much bigger than this place, right? Actually, when we started, we didn't have a garage. We had a 10 by 12 tatami black puzzle mat section that we would put in my parents' front yard or in anybody's garage that would let us, and that's where we trained. And then we trained at LA Fitness. That's the origin story of Glacier. It's terrible. There were 3 members and then 4 members. Jason Lovett was the original member. He's my best friend in the whole world. Eric Lemke, also member, also one of my best friends. Like, he's one of the, those two are one of the 5 people that I could call and hide a body with Like those guys, you know, true friends.
Love that.
But after our first foray, which was on Northwest Fight Challenge, Brian did something really cool. He called us, and he's like, "Hey, you know, thanks for coming out and supporting us. We got murked. Jason fought Jeremy Rafael Torres, Jeremy Walters. I don't know if you remember him, but
so many names.
Phenomenal athlete.
Okay.
He's a very humble dude, very good dude, soldier. Just a phenomenal fighter, though. And he ran through Jason. And Brian reached out and was like, "Hey, I know you guys train wherever the fuck you want, like wherever you can. Come in, and you can pay a gym fee, not an instruction fee, just a gym fee, and you can use our facility, right? And you can train alongside us."
That's cool.
Which is a really cool thing. And it was like, at the time, ridiculously cheap. It was cheaper than LA Fitness.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
He olive branched that to us. So we came in, and my whole team of, I think we were at 6 members then, all joined Brian's. And it started out as 2 separate teams occupying, right? But when you've been at a gym for so long, you become part of that gym, right? So Eric moved away. Jason got hurt so bad that he had to hang up the gloves. Derek also had to move away. Lex had to move away. Joe had to move away. So it's like, oh, the only person from Glacier is me. Glacier doesn't exist anymore. All right, that sucks. But I'm still at Brian's. And that's where I met Kano. And Brian and I started our relationship that way. Very, like, professional.
Yeah.
But then he knew that I wanted to open a gym. And if you know Brian, like, you don't fuck with his money, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right? You don't fuck with his members.
Right.
He's one of the nicest dudes in the world, unless you fuck with one of those 2 things. And then he becomes not such a nice person.
And that's the way it probably should be.
Probably should be, right? But Brian never treated me that way. Brian always had time to talk the business of running a gym with me, and the business of coaching, and how to run a class, and how to be technical, and how to help people be technical. So he gave me that foundational level that I really was missing. Because I came from a traditional martial arts background, and then the Marine Corps, right? So Glacier MMA's original training was very 1994 Lion's Den. We're just going to beat the fuck out of each other and be tough and work on conditioning. No technique needed, right? You can't get very far with that. I mean, we were always injured.
Yes.
That's just how it was. And so over the years, this is like 2008, I think, Brian and I started becoming really close. I started becoming a really, really not important part of their gym. I wouldn't call us that, but I was very much a staple of the gym, right? And then I met Kano there and started doing jiu-jitsu. And I'd always been a really good grappler just naturally.
Okay.
And I say really good for like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Because white belt on white belt crime, I was king.
Okay.
Right? And I'd even fuck up some blue belts when they come in.
Okay.
Right? Kano comes in. I don't know if you know Kano. He's shorter. Right? He's a heavyweight, light heavyweight type guy. Right? I think he runs around like 210, 214 usually. Okay. And especially back then. He ruined my shit. It was... I don't know how much rolling you've done, but it was like...
Not that much.
It was like when you're the free class guy and you challenge the black belt. Like old...
Oh.
Yeah, it was that bad. The first time we ever rolled, he tapped me 13 times in the 5-minute roll.
Damn.
It was...
That's rough.
Humiliating. And because I was an ego-driven 20-year-old, 24-year-old, I stopped. I was like, fuck jiu-jitsu. It's stupid. I'm going to focus on striking.
Yeah.
And I hated him. I hated Kano. I was like, fucking asshole. How dare you do this to me? But Kano and Brian both were like, if you want to fight MMA, you need to work your ground. You need to work your ground. And Kano is the type of person that, unless you go out of your way to hurt him, he's going to be the most empathetic and congenial, stoic person. He will always be there for somebody who wants to learn. And it took a while, but I finally swallowed my damn pride and went to him. I'm like, I want to work towards my blue belt. And he's like, cool. And then 9 months later, I had a blue belt tied around my waist, and Kano became one of the most dear people in my life. He and Brian both were at my wedding.
Love that, yeah.
Yeah, and so those two really gave me a foundation of coaching. And then during that time, do you remember Lockflow?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Lock flow grappling, right?
Yeah. So during that time, I met somebody on lock flow named Greg Swanson.
Okay.
Okay. And he's a Sambo guy. But he's very like anti-FIAS. Kind of like how some jiu-jitsu guys are anti-IBJJF.
Yes.
Right? And how some Thai guys are anti-WKB. Like,
yeah, the very specific rule set that doesn't apply to like all aspects of the martial art.
Yeah. Or federations that
lock down very specific rule sets. Yeah, we can give you that.
So Greg is not a FIAS fan, and even though I'm a member, I have issues with FIAS too. But he was a Sambo guy, and I had always loved the idea of Sambo, but I couldn't train it. Nobody around here did it.
Right.
The only Sambo school was all the way up at the time in North Seattle, and I lived in Tumwater. There was no way I was making that commute, right? Especially with a new family. So he would like film videos and be like, try this at your jiu-jitsu class. Try this in your MMA class.
Okay.
And that's how I started learning Sambo. And then I flew back in 2015 for an intensive 6-day camp with him.
Okay.
To learn what differentiates jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and MMA from Sambo.
Okay.
And so I took Kano with me, took Bladen with me.
Okay.
And I took Eric Lemke, one of the founding members of Glacier, with me. And we had the Sombros trip. And the first day was 18 hours, which was fucking hell. The second day was something like 15.
Wow.
Yeah. Third day was a little lighter. Third day, I think we only did 8. It progressively got lower and lower.
Yeah.
The second day we were there, it was 98 degrees and 100% humidity.
That's torture.
It was fucking hell. Connecticut sucks. Fuck the East Coast. Sorry, Greg, but I love you, but I hate Connecticut. Fuck it.
Fair enough.
But I fell in love with Sambo during that camp. I was like, Sambo is what I want to be. Like, I want to be a Sambist. So I came back and started just devouring anything I could get my hands on for Sambo and staying up on the rule set. And through that, I met Julian Sanchez, who's the head of Sambo Nation and Sambo League. Okay. And I met some people from USA Sambo, joined USA Sambo, joined FIAS, and became the Western Conference head for Sambo Nation. And really kind of grew from that. Like, that's my background.
So you found so you're very familiar with all these martial arts, but you found your passion in Sambo.
Yeah, and I think the reason I like Sambo is it lets me do any of the martial arts I want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I want to focus on striking for Sambo,
Yep.
right, all I do is Dutch clinching, right?
Okay.
Or Thai clinching, right? If I want to work on my throws, right, I'll do MMA, right? But in a jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Or I'll do judo, right? And clinching in Sambo, and clinching in wrestling, and clinching in Muay Thai, and clinching in judo, and clinching in jiu-jitsu, they're all different. They all use the same fundamental principles, but they're all different because posture breaking in Muay Thai is necessary. Posture breaking in wrestling may be necessary, but might also give you your leg.
I fucking deal with this daily. I'm like, that's not how you clinch. That's not the posture. No, not for Muay Thai. Like, well, I do MMA or high school wrestling. I'm like, well, you're in Muay Thai class.
Yeah, you're going to get your fucking face rocked with a knee.
And then, like, we'll go do clinch rounds at the end, and they're just horrible. Or they're, like, pushing away the whole, but I digress,
So, but that's why I like Sambo, is I can do everything. And then if I want to do knife work, I can do that there.
I was telling Julie, like, that shit sketches me out. Because I know, that's why I'm like, I don't want to fucking do no violent shit outside of my gym. It's just...
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but when I graduated in 29 Palms, we went down to Tijuana, and I got into a fisticuff with a blade and lost. And I got this nice little shiner, right? But stupid gringo Marine thinking he's badass, and we can get in that story off camera.
What was I gonna say? It's Tijuana. I don't think they're gonna come get you.
Yeah, I got some Marine buddies who are like, hey, motherfucker, we were there with you. Don't be bringing it up with us.
There you go. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was whatever, journeyman meat cutter. So not obviously the same thing, but using blades all day, and I've got couple war wounds, like tip of my thumb's gone, or not gone, but to where the little nerve endings are exposed, and then cut all the way down to the tendon on my thumb, just tap, and it's like, So I get it.
Julie mentioned John Wick week when she was up here.
Yes. Love that.
It's my favorite week. It's my birthday week, and everybody knows every birthday week is going to be John Wick week in all the classes.
That's dope.
So in the jiu-jitsu class, we have an A and B class in our jiu-jitsu class, right?
Okay.
The A is a hybrid model of ecological and traditional.
Okay.
The B is purely traditional.
Okay.
Right, and then our advanced class is purely ecological.
Got it.
But during that week, it changes. A class is gun work, like gun disarms and throwing people while holding a gun and all that shit, just for the fun of it. It's stupid. It's fucking retarded. Like, if somebody pulls a gun, run. Like,
yeah.
But if you want to be John Wick, this is how you disarm.
Yeah.
And then the B class is all knife work. And then what we do when it's time to roll, in the gun class, they'll be rolling, and I'll say, gun in play, and I'll throw one of the guns in, and you have to make a decision. Do you continue, do you continue to control the assailant, or do you run for the gun?
Right. Ooh,
right?
That's interesting.
And people get violent in these classes. It's my favorite time of the year.
I love this.
Nobody wants to do it with me, though, because apparently I forget the rules of jiu-jitsu, I guess. I go way too hard.
I mean, wow.
And then
I think we all have our bits of that.
On the knife side, I don't do knife and play.
Okay.
Right? Because it ends up being too much of the same game, right? What we do is the roundabout. You ever do the roundabout? You go back to back, and they pass the knife to each other.
Okay.
Right? And for the sake of the audience, these are practice weapons. Nobody fucking uses a blade.
Yeah.
Right? But they pass it. All right? And I turn away from the class, so I don't know who has the blade, so I can't play favoritisms, right?
Okay.
And then I go, kill, and whoever has the blade in their hand, they got the advantage, right? The other person has to get the blade from them or submit them, or disengage to the point where the fight's no longer valid, right?
Okay.
And it becomes so fun to watch because people are getting just their ribs marfled with these plastic blades, and it's so much fun. It's my favorite time of year. We only do it once a year though, because
that's probably good. Probably keeps the desire to do it healthy too.
I will say it's interesting who shows up during that week. You could tell the people, they're like, oh, I'm not coming in this week. And then
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, the hardcores are always there.
Yeah.
My best friend Lindsay, her husband's always there every John Wick week. He enjoys it. Randy, he's part of we have a dad's group called the Glacier Advisory Committee, which is really just like the dudes that are closest to me in the gym who actually understand like the nuances of some of the business problems and some of the personal problems. They're just like a good, fun group, right? But all of them are always there during that week. They all try to murk each other. It's great.
I love that. It was funny. It was when Julie was on. I was telling her about how like Marcelo used to go to the base, and then I remember it was probably like 2013, 2014. Something like that at the gym. The gym used to be set up different at our spot. It used to be split down the middle. It's back to the way it was originally in Sean.
When Gasper had it?
Yeah, Gasper, yeah. He split it down the middle. If you ever saw it.
Oh,
like Arthur.
Brother, I used to went up to Vital all the time.
Okay. So I was always on the fucking Muay Thai side.
Yeah, and I was always on the other side.
Yeah, fair enough. And that's, it's funny because like Juan Jackson, one of our crews, he's MP at the time. Yeah. And I'm fucking with him like, oh, I don't like cops. And like, I'm just joking with him. And like 3 or 4 fucking people on the JIT side heard that and like Cobra heads, boom, boom. I'm like, I was just kidding. He's my buddy. My dad was an MP. Like no. Like if you knew me, like I'm Mr. Drill Sergeant's son. Like, but it's just a joke. But still having that like, I'm sorry, what? But one day they brought in it's the knife that
the paint knife.
The paint knife, yeah. And I'm like,
no,
because they're fucking wearing like white t-shirts and like some of them were wearing their gis because they didn't really know that this. But like, I'm like, you may have submitted them at some point, but you're dead.
Yeah, you look like a Jackson Pollock painting afterwards. Yeah.
Like, there's no way all these things are gonna be alive. Like 18 little fucking marks. You're like, nah, dude. Yeah. And it was crazy to see how many people know jiu-jitsu, know sport jiu-jitsu, know combat sports. But when you throw a weapon in, it's like, ooh, what do I do? And so Steve Davenport, one of our jits guys, I'm pretty sure you know him.
I know of him. I haven't met. I don't think I've met him.
I'm not going to get into his field because I don't know how personal he wants to be together. But
he needs it for his job. Yeah,
non-civilian sector, and he wants to do like some sort of like gun and play style stuff too. And I'm like, I'll do it as long as you guys don't rip my arm off. I'm like, I'd love to know how to do that, but like I'm white belt nothing. I started doing a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and Marcelo would come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He'd be like, how much jiu-jitsu experience you have? And I'm like, I worked out with Taki a couple times. He's like, no jiu-jitsu experience. And he's like, moves down. I'm like,
oh, Taki.
I understand now.
Guy.
Yeah. But so going there, and then like you talked about like going with the higher levels guys. Those guys, RJ Murphy back in the day.
I know RJ.
You know RJ, yeah.
Yeah.
So first like roll or two that I've ever done, and he's in my guard, like and so he fucking digs his bony ass elbows into my legs. I'm like, ow, that hurts. I'm like, all right, I see how you're doing this, and so I think this is the way to operate. I think this is okay to do. Yeah. So I do that with like when I get back into jiu-jitsu in like 2021 a little bit. I do that to like Crew Brian Jones Jr. He's like, don't do that. No, he'll tell me first. He's like, don't do that. He's like, I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, that's a dirty move. And
that's a dick move.
I was like, that was what was shown by RJ Murphy. He's like, yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. He's like, if you do that to Bladen or Kyle or something, they're gonna fucking show you first and then tell you later.
Yeah, Kyle's gonna take your back and choke you.
I was like,
and laugh at you while he does it.
I didn't know. So like Juan and I, like Juan will do that to people. I'm the opposite. I'm like Crew Jones. I'm like, don't do that. So like, I'm like, all right, I'll go at your pace for sparring. One of our guys hits me, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, going at your pace, and if you see my head twist like that, you went a little hard, I'm up for that.
We have a coach. He's my right hand on the Sambo program. Uh-huh. His name's Ryan. He refers to roll speed and Sambo sparring speed as a choose your own adventure. He never sets the pace, but he will sure as fuck meet you there.
Yes.
And it's so funny. He's one of those guys that you look at him, you're like, this dude can't fight. This dude can't do shit, right? You look at him, you're like, he's not dangerous.
Right.
And when you watch him do jiu-jitsu, you're like, he's a good blue belt. He's a solid blue belt. Almost purple. Right, he's pretty good. Watch him kickbox. Very unorthodox, not very technical, but tough.
Okay.
Tough, knows what he's doing. Yeah. You can watch him and you're like, he knows what he's doing. He's just not a fighter, right?
Okay.
The second you put the Kurt cut and the poofies on him and let him do Sambo, he becomes this fucking demon that just runs through bitches. And it's the weirdest thing. And he's a military guy too, but it's so hilarious. And he always tells people it's a choose your own adventure. So if you're rolling with him and you grab his fingers, he'll warn you once, he'll tell you the second time, just like a dad. Warn, tell, spanking's coming, and then he'll fucking go up. And in Sambo, if you crack him, he'll be like, that's your warning. And then all of a sudden he's gonna hockey fight you like Mario Lemieux and beat the ever-living shit out of you. I don't want to dime Kano out, but I'm going to because it's funny. Kano's an amazing black belt in jiu-jitsu. He really, truly is. But he's always said, like, I can beat most people in MMA because I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He had that kind of like late 90s, early 2000s belief. Like, he thought he was Damian Maia.
Right.
And I always told him.
First person that came to mind when you said that.
And I always was like, glove up, let's go. And he's like, you're so much bigger than me, it's not fair. Right? Well, Ryan is his weight.
Okay.
So one day, to be fair to Kano, he didn't know this was coming, but both of them were on the mats. I'm like, you want to test your theory now? Ryan's right there. And he's like, let's do it. So he gloved up. And to be fair, he took Ryan down right out the gate, right? But in Sambo, you only have 20 seconds to move on the ground, right? So I was like, you either need to move and try to finish, or I'm going to stand you guys back up.
Yeah.
And he gave a little space. Ryan was able to sweep him with using strikes from the bottom, which I never advocate.
Okay.
But he was able to sweep him, gets on top, and begins to put a clinic on him, right? And then I call break because it's over 20. They stand up. They get back to the center. Kano tries to shoot on him again, and Ryan wasn't having it. Went high collar grab and just started shovel hooking the fuck out of his face. And he was being kind about it, but just bang, bang. And he took him down. And I don't remember how it ends, but it was very one-sided. And I remember Kano looked at me, he's like, I think I need to rethink what I thought about MMA. I think I want to learn Sambo now.
I like that. Oh,
but
cool.
it was so funny. It's one of the highlights in the gym. Everybody knows it's gym lore at this point.
Everybody's got those gym lore stories. I love that.
I mean, I got a million of them where Kano's beating the fuck out of me and showing me that I don't know nothing. He had to dad me a lot. He had to dad me a lot when we were coming up. Because I have this air of arrogance that I got from the Marine Corps. I'm very center of attention, braggadocious, gregarious. All of it's a mask because I had the worst imposter syndrome in the world.
You don't seem like that now. Like, maybe that's who you are, but like maybe you have it dialed in pretty well.
Oh no, I'm just really good at the mask, man.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
Those that know me, like my wife Melissa, my daughter Ari, right? They know like a lot of this is not necessarily show.
It's calculated.
It's hard to explain. Like, we all have our masks that we wear in different situations.
It's professional.
Right?
You're wearing the suit. I don't like masks. So we're wearing the suit, you know?
But it's easier for me in kind of like those extroverted ways to be grandiose.
Yeah.
To be over the top, to go crazy. If you ever catch Brian Johnson and I together, we say some of the most heinous shit to each other.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Just off camera.
Oh,
you ever see me and Nick Merritt on camera? That's nothing. That's my dog.
I mean, just to give you an example, one day we were talking shit to each other, and I called him a geriatric Oompa Loompa, right? And I said, I beat your ass, but I don't fight people who can stand up and suck my dick at the same time.
Oof. Damn,
right? And he just was like, you son of a bitch. He made some comment about me being fat, and it was so hilarious.
But it's just that fun gym back and forth. Like, we were just talking shit.
Yeah, we are heinous to each other.
That's me and Juan. Like, I love teasing Juan because, like, I don't do it like in front of the class, but it's like, fucking, come on, man, like this or that, and he'll get me too. Like, one of the ones the other day, I was much chubbier, especially when I was getting back from my back injuries and shit, and I had my hair pulled back in the knot back here, and he's just like, fucking Steven Seagal walking in, and I was just like, motherfucker. Like, that was such a good one though. It's like, I'll never. So I said that to him the other day. He's like, I forgot about that. I was like, I didn't.
It hurt me.
But we're just talking shit, you know. Like, he's got this one where like Taki, first couple times like head kicked him, and he's got Taki toes. So he used to tell Taki he's got alligator feet, and, like eagle's claws. Just like, he's, you know, gym shit, just talking shit. And we just laugh it up. He's like, I'll never forget that. I'm like, yeah, you got them jungle raw alligator feet kicking you in the face. Then you do like little kangaroo kicks and shit. But yeah, it's all fun. I love that gym culture.
But all of that, it's not an act. It's a part of my personality. That's a very big part of my personality that I bring to the front. Not to necessarily mask the insecurity or the imposter syndrome that I have, but to help me navigate it. It's kind of like a defense mechanism. Yeah. So when you see this like hilariousness, like when we were at West Coast together, and you saw me just clowning fucking everybody.
Yeah, it was fun.
Right? When I got in the car, I was quiet the whole way home. Granted, I'm alone, right? But I was emotionally and mentally drained, not because anything bad happened, just because I didn't have to act, but I naturally react in an acting type of way, where I take this braggadocious character.
Okay. It does draw a lot from, because I get those environments, they take so much of my energy. Like, I'll feel like hungover the next day after events. Like, I went to the WFC at Emerald Queen.
Yeah.
And I did get really drunk, thanks Crew Jones. He's the guy, like, he's a wine and beer fucking guy, like salesman for forever. And so anywhere we go, he's not just getting me just regular beers. We're getting like hazy IPAs, like 6 of them. And then everyone's like, oh, here's a beer too. So I'm like, there's one guy, it's like, he said, fuck you, Tacoma or whatever. And I just kind of lost my shit a little bit and I'm recording at the same time. I was like, I'm not posting this. But I was like, I'm sitting right next to him. He's my mentor and stuff. I'm like, I feel weird. It's like sitting next to my dad, but being an ass.
Yeah.
It's like, knock it off. Like, you're embarrassing me kind of thing. It's like,
Kano and Brian have had to pull my card many times for me just being stupid. There's been many times.
I've developed that same. So I was in management and in a lot of different fields, and one of the biggest ones was at Winco because they train you internally. So these are the management courses that we offer inside of here. This is like high level, like not like a Safeway manager necessarily.
No, but like corporate.
Corporate, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Costco. They're going to train you in-house. Like I was online through Western New Mexico University. It's a mouthful, but they train you. And there's like Skillsoft ports that I had to do, all this shit. So you become that professional, that management professional. There's 100 to 200 employees at any time, and men, women, people of age, people underage, blah, 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 alcohol sales, sex in the work environment, all that shit. So you're navigating every bit of it. So you can't be that like, because I have a lot of, like, I mean, if you see, I like wear my hat sideways and do all this goofy shit, Ninja Turtles, I'm 40, have that I don't give a fuck kind of attitude about me being me. In a work environment, you have to be that guy.
Yeah.
And that's the professionalism I do try to bring to our team. And once we hit that, then I can fuck around a little bit. But
I am the least professional member of our gym.
I have a lot of that criticism too because I joke around a lot.
It's by design for me.
Okay.
So I am the bar. I am the lowest bar. So I say heinous shit at class. There's a reason I don't teach the kids class. I tell everybody it's because I hate teaching kids. It's not. I actually love teaching kids. However,
I could be speaking right now. That's word for word.
When I teach kids, I have to be able to be childlike. I have to be able to forget the stresses and everything.
Okay.
So like when the gym's doing really, really good, finances are all in order, the fight team's doing good, I have nothing on, I can teach the kids class, and I'm some of those kids' favorite teacher. Because I'm just a big kid. I'm Michelangelo at that time, right?
Same.
But because the economy is what it is, and everything's going on, and we got a fight team, and 2 of our fighters are going to fight out state, like all that stress, I can't be the kids instructor, because in order to cope, I'm gonna say something terrible. I'm gonna make some sex joke to one of the dads, right? Or I'm going to say something about murdering a puppy or something that's hilarious outside of that spine.
Yeah.
But you can't say that in front of kids.
Can't do that in this room.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I am the bar. Anybody who is worse than me is not allowed to be at the gym.
I understand what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
So like if I make a joke, right, and it hits and everybody's laughing, that joke might be absolutely terrible, right? Like one of our members, his nickname is Seabiscuit, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because the joke in the gym is that he's got a big one, right? He's got a horse cock, right? I will make that joke in the adult class all fucking day, and I will be way extreme with it, probably more than I should.
Okay.
But the second somebody takes that farther,
yes,
it's done, right?
Yeah.
And it's by design. I get to be the least professional because I own the gym. Because ultimately it falls on me if the gym fails, right?
Right.
So I'm where the bar is at. Everybody else has to be more professional than me. Luckily, everybody naturally is more professional than me, so I don't have this issue. Right? I don't have to police ever. But.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I kind of caught a lot of the opposite vibe because obviously, like when you're in your comfort zone, or like not even just your comfort zone, but when you're comfortable enough to let yourself out like that, everybody's got their moments, and that's I do that at our gym all the time. It makes, like, they're teasing me last night, Nate, for making a corny joke because he always locks his knee out in his stance, and I forget what I said, but some corny ass joke, and I was just like, oh, okay, this motherfucker called me corny, but it's just fun, all fun back and forth, but. Our culture is we do not make sex jokes and stuff like that. It's very specific about that because of certain past issues I won't get into that I was not involved in, but we have helped correct that.
Well, and honestly, that should be the way the gym culture is. Like,
right, but that's your call.
I came from the state where that shit's not I worked for L&I for almost 15 years.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Right,
so
I understand
the other
it.
side of it all, yeah. But you're like, I'm going to fucking do this, and this is my call. So, no, that's kind of how I would operate probably, too. And that's why it's good that I have Crew Jones and our owner Kyle and stuff above me. And it's like, if not, I can do well, but I might go too far.
When people come in, and I'm in a red county, too, which makes it a little easier, right? Because people are less butthurt over things like that, right? But when people come in, I tell them up front, I am not PC. I'm going to say things that are going to offend you. You need to know this up front.
Okay.
Right? And your free week, you're going to experience some of it. If you don't want to be here, I totally understand. Because
it takes a certain
right.
yeah.
This is a home right? Every gym that you train at becomes a second place, right? It becomes a home. I hate when people are like, we're all family here. No, you're not.
No.
But there are families that form in every gym.
Right.
There are cliques and groups that just and they do become a team and very cohesive. But if it's not your vibe, go somewhere else. And what's really cool now, like from a business side, it's kind of not cool, but like Nicole and Quentin Hansen, right? They are teaching at a new gym that's just down the road from us.
Okay.
Called the Brick BJJ, I think.
Okay.
Right? And they're part of the gym family. Yeah. Quentin and Nicole have cornered Julie and Kai, and they've been part of the family forever. They're the ones who brought me Devin, right?
Yeah, okay.
Like they're part of the family, and they're going to do amazing over there. But they're much different than I am.
Right.
Nicole would not tolerate half the shit I say, right? And it's not that she doesn't like me or anything like that. That's not how she can. Yeah, it's not her, and she doesn't conduct herself that way, right? She's much more professional. So now in our area, if somebody doesn't like how I do things, there's a really good jiu-jitsu gym just down the road.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's kind of cool now where we can have that kind of camaraderie, and I can say, hey, if you don't like me, go check out these two very cool individuals, these very nice individuals, and see how they do.
Dude, that's awesome. I do a very similar thing. When people come up and they're like struggling, or I don't necessarily say that initially, which maybe I should, but I always say, if they're like, oh, I might go to another school or I might move or maybe things, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather see you stay in the sport and go to another quality school, the one that does mesh well with you or is a more convenient spot. We all know a lot of people in the community. We can make those references. And I like that we've kind of built a community that we're willing, like, I mean, not everyone's going to do that.
Yeah.
But like you and I, or like whoever else, like I want to see people progress. I want to see people stay in the sport. If this is something that you want to give that college try it again. Try it somewhere else.
When I got into this game, somebody a long time ago, I don't remember who, but I think it was part of like the Nick Ryan, Eric Larson, Ollie Tiglo. Sorry, Ollie, if I butchered your last name. Like that group. I think it was one of them. Like Aaron Martin probably said it actually. But there was like this concept of like we're all one family, right? Not just the Marcelo guys, but we're all into combat sports, right? And it was like an offhanded just conversation. It wasn't even like they were trying to be Master Uguay. Like it was just like an offhanded statement. But it hit me so hard. Like if you look at how I react around all the gyms, I am overly friendly to everybody. And it's not an act from 90% of them. There are people I don't like in this game. We all have them. But other than the people who are closest to me, they will never know. And it's not like I'm talking shit behind their back and I hope they never find out. It's more like I don't like that person because they do X, Y, and Z. I don't agree with their personality or I don't agree with how they conduct business, right? But I always try to be respectful to them, friendly to them. I always try to be not the bigger man. I hate that. It's more like I want to make sure that the networking opportunities are there and that I'm seen as a good person to do business with, or a good person to work with, right? Which is two different things, right? So like if there's a coach that I just cannot stand, like if you see me with them, you won't know any different that I can't stand them than if I'm standing next to Brian, right? I mean, you'll see a little difference because Brian and I are so much closer. Like I can say to Brian whatever the fuck I want, and he'll just laugh at me. But like, you won't notice that I don't like this person.
You're gonna be civil to this person. You're not going to be. I'm.
It's more than civil. It's like using kindness as a weapon almost. Right? Like, because there are guys who I know don't like me, who are very cordial to me, who would never say anything bad to me, right? I know they don't like me because people talk, right? And every drama in this game is fucking rampant, right? It's the worst part about combat sports, right? And it's that way.
I get it because everyone's fighting each other. It's all competition, but yeah.
And it's that way everywhere. It's that way in Connecticut. It's that way in Texas. Like everybody wants their piece of the pie. Nobody realizes the pie is big enough for everybody, right? But the way they conduct themselves with me, they'll smile, they'll shake my hand, they might ask me how things are going, but that's about it, right? But when I interact with the same types of people or the people that I don't necessarily like, I will ask them like, how's your family, how's your kid? Like, I will go deeper to make sure that there's some connection of humanity, so that I don't let myself get caught up into that dude's an asshole, I fucking hate him.
Respect.
No, it's that person's a human.
Right.
They're in this game that I love, this game that I've created my whole life around. They deserve more than just a modicum of respect. They deserve to be treated like part of the tribe, even if maybe they're not the best people. The only exceptions I have to that are the people that we know are criminal and heinous and have hurt people.
Right.
Right. And to me, they need to be ostracized and removed from the community. And I'm sure if we turned the camera off, you and I could have a conversation about quite a few coaches that should not be coaching.
Yep.
It's just, that's the way that the game
I'm
works.
sure that those conversations can be there's going to be people, just to extend on that, there's going to be people that we have almost nothing to do with in the community that we feel like shouldn't, and then be people that are very close to in the community that we should. And because of that, because I operate in a very similar fashion, I don't overly engage with people. I don't. How would I put this? Since I'm on camera. No, but you know what I mean. There's people like I'm going to limit certain interactions with, and for obvious reasons in the community. And there's name the reason. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of different reasons people shouldn't be, and everyone's gonna have I'm a big thing about creating safe places for all, ages, sexes, all that kind of stuff. Something I will say is I know up in Capitol Hill, there's like a big LGBTQ community up there. We have not experienced that at our gym, but that is something that is part of the community at some point too. Yeah. So like there's being open to, hey, this is a safe space. Come in. And not everybody offers that. Yeah. Some people in the back end sneak their way around. There's a lot to be said there, but.
Well, I have a thing on right by our door, right? And I'm a total nerd, so it's the Seal of Solomon. Okay. Right? But above it, it says accorded neutral ground, which comes from a book series called Dresden Files.
Okay, I've heard of it, never got into it.
So Dresden Files is urban fantasy. Okay. Takes place in Chicago in the late 90s. That's where it starts, at least. Okay. And it's a wizard, like no shit Gandalf-like type wizard, right? But he hires himself out as a private investigator. And he does battle with supernatural elements and shit, but he's the only wizard, and like the Wizarding Council hates him, right? Because he publicly says, "I'm a wizard," and nobody believes him. Everybody thinks he's a kook, right?
But he's really good at his
job. He's really good at his job, and he kills vampires and shit. But there's this thing that the author Jim Butcher took from Shakespeare. Do you know the unseelie in Midsummer Night's Dream? The law that governs the unseelie is the law that governs the Fae world in Midsummer Night's Dream. Right? Okay.
It's been a long time, and I was not a scholar back a long time ago. Still aren't. I'm not.
I'm a bard. I get into that shit probably more than I should.
No, I like it because I love reading, and I love reading classic literature.
I got my bard pipes on me.
Nice.
That's how fucking nerdy I am. But in the Dresden world, he took it a step further, and he makes like these neutral grounds where like everybody who's supernatural can come and hang and not get murked. Okay. Right? That's the idea. Like, it's not uncommon
like
for
the hotel at John Wick.
Kind of. It's exactly that, only for supernatural shit.
Right.
Right? So I was like, you know what? That's nerdy, and I love being a nerd, and I want everybody to see what they get when they come in here. But I also like the message.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, like, my people cross-train everywhere. Julie is a fucking Ronin. She goes up to Belton's. She goes to Chris Weedsman. She fucking goes to Srob's. She goes everywhere. And I love all three of those dudes, by the way. Mm-hmm. Like, they have done so much for her. And they have welcomed her like she's their own. Yeah. Those guys are amazing. Those guys are, I cannot say enough good things about them. She's gone to Brian's. Brian, we're a sister gym. Like, of course he's going to treat her right. Sure. And he loves her because she fights like him. Yeah. She gets in the pocket and just bangs and murders people. That. Yeah. But, like, all of my people cross-train. Kai goes up to Logic, right? Kai's gone to Vital. Kai goes to Brian's. Kai goes everywhere. Hunter goes to Bad Company. Like, all of my dudes cross-train everywhere they can.
I like that.
And everybody can come to our gym. I don't make anybody pay a drop-in fee when they come down. Like, you're coming to bring your skill set to my gym. Yeah. My people are going to learn, and I get an opportunity to show you some of our meta, some of the shit we do, and then you can take that back to your people, right? Yeah. And I know, like, from a competitive perspective, that's still frowned upon. But the idea of secret, Nick Laudengloss told me this a long time ago, and I love it. Secret techniques don't exist. This isn't a kung fu fucking movie.
We talk about that all the time.
You don't have quivering iron palm in one gym and falcon kick in another, right? It doesn't fucking work. There's only so many different ways a human can move. There's only so many different ways a human can punch. You have different applications of the same theory, different interpretations of the same theory. So if you come to me and you like how I clinch, and I would say that I'm fairly good at clinching, and come from the Sambo background, and I'm very good at being in the clinch, in single collar specifically, dirty boxing. I'm fairly good at being there. I'm not good at being in the pocket. I need to close that distance a little bit more. Okay. Right? I don't weather the storm well, but you put me in the clinch, I'm okay. Yeah. But you can take something that I showed you, or something that I taught you, bring it back to your coach, show him, and if your coach is open-minded, they could say, this is what I would do different. Yeah. And now all of a sudden you have two different perspectives of the same thing, and you've grown as a practitioner, whether you're a hobbyist or a fighter. And that's how I want to conduct my life always, right? Like, I've always let people come in and train, no matter where they're from. And I've always invited people, hey, come play on our mats, come bleed with us. Yeah. And when you're here, you're family for the day. And then when you leave, we'll have those connections forever. And that's really, if Glacier stands for one thing, it's spreading of the arts, right? I like that. We're the only school that has Sambo, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, MMA, and HEMA. Like, we're the only, there's like 4 schools in all of Washington that do HEMA.
I was just going to say, like, that's not something you hear about, but I think I follow one of them. But I kind of want to say, like, you touched on a lot of good things, but there are no secrets. So what is it that's going to make you, like, I'm having Koi Fish Prophet out. I don't know if you know who that is. Matt Ayen, he's out of BC, little small dude. He's coming down to he's a Muay Thai guy. Anyway, I had him on a podcast on a Zoom thing, and he's like, one of the things we were saying back and forth is, if there's no secrets, what makes us a good coach? You know what I mean? And it's like, I think what you kind of touched on is coming together, finding new adaptations, drawing back out or going back out, putting that back out in the community, having other coaches, that the ones that were willing to let you go out and train, because remember, that was a big thing back then.
It still is. Cross training. There's certain jiu-jitsu gyms we can name that forbid cross training still to this day.
Well, best of luck to them.
Yeah.
You know, I know MABJJ, I'm wearing my hoodie today, and there's
Marcel has always said, go, bring back the knowledge to the family.
And that's what we always say is, like, go, get the knowledge and bring it back. And now, something that, because I run the fundamentals classes at my gym, and then co-coach the fight team with Crew Jones. And something that we always talk about is, like, every single person here has a different style of fighting that we've all made our own. So, like, I always refer to Master Sauhin. He's like 5'1", 118, 112 pound champion. I don't move like that, but he made me do like that, so I can hop back and throw the bounce back and cross. So I'm like, he made me, because he insisted that I do it this way, instead of just being a heavy-footed guy that just walks forward. Crew Jones is heavy dude that walks forward and punches through a brick wall. So Juan is very technical, but a little bit more loose in his game, because he knows how to break little rules, and he's so long and knows how to use it.
And he'll beat the fuck out of ankles.
Yeah, we were sparring last night. That's the guy. Him and Crew Jones are the guys that I've had probably the most rounds with. It's like who have I had 1,000 rounds with? It's like probably those two. Yeah. So
Juan is funny because we recently reconnected, but when I was very, very young in the sport, Juan would come down to Brian's every once in a while, right? And I remember, like, one of the first times I ever watched him, he was pretty young. Somebody, like, tried to rocket his head. And he's tall as fuck. So, like, it was, like, really at the tit. It wasn't even at the head. And I remember him just looking at the guy, and he squares up again. Dude tries to fire another one, and he catches it and fucking kicks out his leg and drops him. And Brian's yelling at the other end of the, like, no sweeping out the leg. But homeboy didn't shoot any fucking rockets anymore.
He changes people's minds really easily. Like, we were going yesterday, I don't remember, he always gets me with these fucking knees, because I'll be like, all right, I'm going to come in, he's quick to, he has like these weird angles now that he uses, and I'm like, fuck, man, I keep eating these knees and shit, or an elbow. So got him with an elbow. He got me with an elbow. Just going back and forth. But oh man, it's like the camaraderie we build inside the gym, inside those rounds. And let's say you've got somebody that you've never experienced outside of the gym. You've never seen them outside of like walking to your vehicles. But you can have such a strong camaraderie inside of the gym that you know this person well enough through these things. You trust them to be this person. And then there's ones that you're going to know super well, like you and Brian, outside of the gym, and develop like huge relationships. So nothing is wrong, but developing those relationships. Yeah. That's a big one to me.
Ever since I was pretty young in the sport, when I first came to the sport, I started training officially, like formal training, when I was 11 in Taekwondo. I think that's like our generation's. Karate or Taekwondo is where most of us start, right?
Yep.
And it was okay. It was like YMCA level. It wasn't great. You know, it wasn't Eric Larson.
It was just a program that you were put in.
Yeah. And shout out to Eric Larson again. I love that guy. He's one of the best people in this game.
Yep. Love that guy too.
So like I went, it was Master French, right? I don't think she was a master yet, but I did that for a couple years. And then I took some time off and I started boxing with a friend. And then when I came back to Taekwondo, I didn't have the Taekwondo stance. I had a Western guard.
Yeah.
And I was wrecking people. And dude, I was 14, I think. And I was going against the black belts and I was doing well. And they're like, well, you're not doing it correctly. And I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this because you're telling me I'm not doing it correctly, but I'm outperforming you.
Yeah, but what is correct at that point?
Yeah.
Is correct winning and outperforming, or is correct doing it your way?
Well, in the confines of Taekwondo, maybe I wasn't. Because leg kicking was illegal.
Well, that's specific rule set. But you see what works.
But then I was like, you know, we already know that this isn't fighting.
Right.
Benny the Jet proved this in the 70s. Like, okay, Ron Campman proved that leg kicks are fucking vicious and murdering, right? Deckers showed that you have to tie yourself up a little bit, even if you're a Dutch kickboxer. Like, you have to learn this shit. So, and I was 14 when I had this realization. So I'm like, all right, I'm done. And then like a year later, I joined a Kaju Kembo gym.
Okay,
and I was in love with the idea because it was my first mixed martial art, right? And there's a lot of history in that gym. I went to the core, came back, rejoined that gym, and it wasn't what I needed and it wasn't what I wanted. Their training methodology was very different than what I wanted and what I needed. I needed somebody more like Crew Jones, like Brian, like Belton. I needed that like warehouse style, gritty fight mentality, right? I need that Apollo Eye of the Tiger environment. I couldn't do it in a TMA, the traditional martial arts background.
Right.
So I ended up leaving that gym, and I ended up doing that Glacier MMA thing, then joining Brian's. And from there, in 2015, I bought mats for my house. And I had a 1,300 square foot building with 1,100 square feet of mats. And I opened Glacier Combat Arts.
That's awesome.
Right? And so I was still, at the time, I was still running the jiu-jitsu program for a little bit longer at Brian's. I was a blue belt. I really shouldn't have been running the program, but shout out to him for taking a chance on me. And then JJ Martin came and I handed him, there was some weird drama in the family at the time, like the Marcello family.
Yeah.
I handed him the program so that people could keep progressing. I kind of went and did my own thing. But on the blue mats, I took it to the extreme because I took that original Glacier MMA culture with the technical Brian Johnson ideology and the kind of stoic, philosophical program specialist that Kano is, put them all on these blue mats, and those were some violent training sessions.
Okay.
But out of that grew the Glacier that we have today, which is much tamer, but not even arguably, demonstrably and objectively more technical and a better training environment.
Same. I don't know if you've heard me talk about any of that, but like when I walked in the first day, Well, I'll go over you my first experience. So I'm working out with Crew Jones at the LA Fitness. That's how I met him. And they're doing the old school Rich Franklin 1 minute fucking.
Oh, yeah.
You know, see when he was working out. So I was like, oh, sprint. And then he's like carrying shit. And he's like, so like, fuck, that was tough. And like BJ Penn shit, like one of his BJ Penn's old managers. Like,
Good Fight Gone Bad. That circuit, yes. Yeah. I'm familiar.
So that was how I got into it. And I was a bigger dude, just lifting weights. I was probably like 240, 245 at the time. Started doing this circuit, and I dropped probably like 30 pounds in 6-8 weeks. To the point where people are coming up to me like, dude, you're a different person. You're here every day, and I didn't even recognize you. So I was like, okay. You know, within a short period of time. And then I eventually go into, after about 5 months, I go and sign up. I do like drop-ins when Marcelo would come in, but Crew Jones was teaching the fight program, but it was just fighters. There was a handful of fighters like Taki, Bo, blah, blah, blah. And then he held like a smoker thing one night, and Master Sauhin brought Jonah. I don't know if you know who Jonah is. Younger kid, used to fight for Sarab. Anyway, really technically good. Brought him in. It was my first time meeting Master Sauhin. And less than a month later, he came and took over the program. Crew Jones kind of did the same thing. He was like, all right, higher level guy, blah, blah, blah. Well, or at least they each have their own shit. Because I want to say Crew Jones isn't higher level. Because that guy would be, in my opinion, our Brian Popejoy if he wanted to be on camera. Yeah. He's a wizard. Anyway, I go in there. My first day, pairs me off with this girl. Lady was a couple years older than me or whatever. And he's having me hold Dutch drills, like with my gloves on. And I don't know how to fucking do this. We've never done this with what I've worked out with him before. And she's like, I'm like this girl could kick my ass. Like fuck, like day one. So a very humble day one beginning. But I'm walking in there and it's Sam Polton, Crew Jones, Taki, Bo, Ollie is there. Who else? I mean, Nick Ryan's popping in and out, and Aaron Martin and stuff. So I'm like, these are huge fighter roster. Yeah. Like, and this is the culture when it's not popular. Yeah. Not like you're not going to hear about BJJ on.
Was this back when it was the Legion, right? Was that
no, this is 2011.
This so before
this
the
Legion. This is mabjj.com.
Yes.
This is fucking. What is mabjj?
Yeah.
What is yeah? That's it. Like I have his.
So this was when Sean just opened, right?
Exactly. Right after they transitioned from the Cameron Road School, I didn't know that school.
Yeah.
And like a month or two after this one opened up. And that's what Brian Jones was kind of telling me about. Or like maybe like 4 or 5 months. But like I had the original Marcelo logo where the Bulldog's choking out the Grim Reaper and fucking stabbing him. And like, so like, we got to make this a little more PC for America. And then it's the Bulldog that you see on the logo on here. But walking in there and I'm like, so like Aaron Martin, I'm sparring Nick and I'm like, dude, that guy's fucking good. He's like, he's relentless. You see how relentless is on the wall? Or he's probably like an offhand conversation. He's like, he's that guy. Yeah. And always, Aaron's the first person that ever like caught me and like my legs they didn't go away, but they didn't work anymore. So he threw like the 1-2, but missed the 2 and then throws this overhead kick. And I'm like, why can't I move?
Yeah.
Like, my legs aren't fucking there. It was just the weirdest slow. He saw it too because he stopped entirely and just kind of waited. So I'm thankful for that. But
yeah, that Pinnacle crew, like Nick Ryan, Eric Larson, Papa Martin, Ollie, those guys are like the dudes, the guys, right? And like Nathan Stolen and Drew Brokenshire, I know they're not part of that same group, but they're part of that same generation.
Yes, exactly.
Like, they're all good guys. They're all intelligent guys. They're all people who have good hearts, who want what's best for the community and what's best for their families. Like, all those dudes, I love all those dudes. I'm not close with any of them. They know me, but, like, all of them are, like, what I would want a good person who fights to be.
Exactly.
Like, Drew
Great
especially.
Example, yeah.
Yeah. I got a Nick Ryan story that's hilarious. The first time I ever sparred that crew, right? I am scared going in because I had already been found out. I had just fought Eric Larson and got knocked the fuck out.
Okay.
All of the prior combat fight experience, I realized was just really military training level.
Okay.
It wasn't real fights.
Yeah.
But I came into Brian's talking like, I'm 8-10. Bro, no, you're not. But I was convinced that the level was there. So I challenged the number 1 heavyweight in the state at the time, and he beat the fuck out of me. Shout out to Steve Larson, because he hurt me. But it was like 2 months after that, and that crew came down, and I'm like trembling getting into the ring. This was back when they still had the ring. They didn't have the octagon yet. And Nick's being so kind to me. Like he's tap, 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 tap. But he's a Prius. He has no gas tank. He's solar powered. He just go, 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 right? And I don't remember what I did. I think it was a straight, but I put everything I had into it, like just to slow him down. Not thinking, brother, if you crack him, he's going to think the game is on, right? And it's not even a disrespect thing.
Right.
And I put everything I had into it, and I hit him. I don't know how I hit him. And I remember nothing changed on his face. He didn't get mad. He just was very Nick Ryan. It's like, okay. And the hits didn't come harder. They came faster.
Yeah,
he put me, his
yeah.
volume went from like 60 miles an hour to 120. He put me in the corner, and he was being kind still. And I think I quit. I don't even think I made it to the end of the round. I think I quit. And I was just like, fuck, these guys are on another level. These guys are just so much, there's so much to learn.
That's something that I always tell them, like that volume is like hard to deal with. And that's something we always try to have for our guys. And I remember training with Crew Jones, it's just volume. Like, and the cardio has to be there for it. So you fucking, the cardio was probably, like he had me in shape before I went into the gym.
Yeah.
So it was like 5 or 6 weeks after I signed up that I did my first smoker at West Coast. And in that amount of time, I also sprained my ankle really fucking bad. So it wasn't like I was getting steady training, but I was ready. I was in shape, all that stuff. And because of him, if he hadn't insisted upon that, I don't think I would have won I didn't go far, but as far as I did and be as competitive as I was. But like those high volume guys, especially when they know how to control it. You see people when they get greedy and the volume goes away and the big one comes and stuff, and then there's like da, 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 da. But I remember trying to be like a machine gun that wouldn't stop, and I'm like, I really like my jab, and so sticking somebody with a heavy jab that's popping their head back, like, and then a lot of volume comes off that from and stuff. But being kind of trained that well, like, and they showed me, I learned a little bit of boxing when I was like 20, 21, somewhere in there. So the foundation for that kind of carried me into the Western style stance, and I was able to do that a little better. But man, that old school style, Nick Ryan, I used to tease him because he, like, I think he back-to-back kicked me in the nuts one time. And like, I stopped saying it because he kind of get like a little grumbly when I was like, I don't want to be that guy that's like talking shit about fouling me on it, because he didn't mean to.
No.
But like, I was like, damn, bro. So I would tease him about it. But like, I always had like a fun little story. Like, I hold those guys in very fond memories. You know?
Same. And even today, like, none of them fight anymore. Well, I think Drew's got one more, I think. Nathan just hung up his gloves, right?
I was there. It sucked.
But like, all of those dudes, to me, are still who I look to as examples for what I want my fighters to be.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Eric Larson, great dad, amazing man. Mm-hmm. Eric doesn't know me very well. Like, we know each other more now. But when I opened up the gym, it was Brian and Eric that I talked to. Mm-hmm. And Eric, on a fucking whim, drove all the way down to my gym, which is like a mob. Yeah. Right? From Puyallup down to Centralia is a mob. Mm-hmm. Came down to hang out for 30 minutes and just talk to me. That's like, cool, who does that? Who fucking does that?
That's why I like Eric's a great guy.
Nick, I reached out to him once and I'm like, hey, my wife is considering training, but I also got a couple other girls. And like, I know that your wife trained a little bit. Like, how do you bridge that gap? Mm-hmm. And he talked to me about it, right? And then I asked him about like how to teach kids, because he's teaching his boys, right? Right. And he gave me some advice on that, right? And then the first year I opened up, I reached out to Drew and I'm like, will you come down and do an MMA seminar? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, how much do you want? He's like, throw out a number. He didn't even fucking ask me for money. Yeah. He let me set the price, like, and boom. And that's really cool. I tried to give him as much as I could, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and then Stolen, I don't know Stolen well, but he was in Brian's often, right, when he'd come up and cross train. And recently we connected at West Coast. He was like, I don't really remember you. I'm like, that's okay. I'm not memorable. I remember you, though, and the way you conducted yourself. You're a great dude, right? And then there's other people in this game that, you know, are amazing people, like Chris Hartman. We had that conversation off camera. Like, Chris's online persona is not Chris.
Yeah.
And people need to know that. That dude will go out of his way for anybody he considers a friend. He will bleed for any of his friends. I could probably call Chris up right now and say, bro, can you get on a plane? This is what's happening. I need you here. And he will fucking say, no, I can't get on a plane, but I can be there in X number of hours if I drive. Like,
oh, okay, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like, that's just who he is, you know? And I mean, this game has so many wonderful caricatures of what humanity should be. Like on the jiu-jitsu side, Joel Pettit doesn't get enough, like very few people know him, right? He's a cop. I won't say which department, but he's like one of the nicest, most genuine dudes ever. He always has kind words for anybody. He always puts the art and his time into making sure people are taken care of. He's just an amazing person, right? And like, there's so many examples of good people that I look to. Like, I want my fighters or myself to be like these people. Like, I could probably name drop all fucking day.
So can I. Well, and I think that's, I don't want to say I think that's what's important. I think that's exactly what everybody needs, because this is so difficult to be able to have like something to look up to and to pursue a certain goal towards. Like Crew Jones used to always tell me, like, model yourself after a person that you like. You know, you find somebody there, you know, like, so I always used to watch Taki. Like, Taki's really good, really technical, very humble, family man. Like, you'd work all day, and that's me, like, fucking work, and then come train and go back to work and then go home to his family, and like, that's all he did. Work, train, family. That's it. And that's a great thing to look up to. And there's plenty of examples of what you don't want to be like.
Yeah,
people
especially
that operate with lower moral code, or don't
or no moral code.
No moral code. Very much like out to develop themselves or their fighters, but not be a part of that community. And so I think being that we have all these examples of what to be like, it people can recognize it. And there's very few, like, I think there's people that operate in that, like, I'm going to be civil, I'm going to go operate with this person, they're a part of the community even if they're not a person I look up to in the community. And we can go and deal with these people. Like, I don't personally interact much with those people that I don't like. Unfortunately, I am the guy that's like, when I'm done, and I don't really interact with them, even though I will respect them. Like, it's like the saying, I want to see everybody eat, just not at my table.
Yeah.
And
the old Tupac quote.
Yeah, I love that. But and there's people that have been at my table, and it's like, hey, can't be here anymore, unfortunately, but I want you to still be able to do you. And I think we all have a version of that, and that provides more growth, because I could be petty about certain things, but it doesn't offer me any growth. You know, and I think we all have to understand, like, I am petty about certain things, but it doesn't get me anywhere. So I'm gonna...
It's funny you say that. I find myself the most petty with the people I'm closest to.
Well, yeah, that's...
Like,
I think that's
but it's funny because, like, there are people in the community that I do not like I said earlier. And I will always be congenial and nice, right? My wife, she and I can fight for a week. Scream. I don't scream, but I can be very tense and mean-spirited to her, right? And Melissa's been a fight mom for a long time. When we first got together, I was in this game. So she knows what to deal with. And the gym was at her house, not mine. I just lived there. Okay. Right? Even though my name's on the title and we bought it together, it's her house. Okay. But, like, she knows intimately the stresses of the fight game. And she can look at me and be like, you're being an asshole right now? I understand, because this is happening at the gym or this is happening in the fight game. You need to calm the fuck down, right? I'm like that with, like, so many people in my life, though. Like, Lindsay, who is like my right hand at the gym. Mm-hmm. She helped me open Glacier. She has seen probably the worst of me. Her and my wife have seen the worst of me. Like, she has gotten... She'll make like an innocuous mistake or make a mistake, and then I turn into a fucking asshole beyond assholes to her because she's a safe person, and it's stupid. It's a huge character flaw of mine. Everybody in my life deserves better than me, but it's so weird. Like, I can't be that petty to somebody else that's outside of my circle, but I can be that petty in the circle, and it's not the way it's supposed to be.
Well, I think everybody has a little bit of that, especially being in the field we're in. Like, you kind of talked about that, but I mean, to each their own. Sounds like you guys have a good understanding, though. Like, if she can recognize, like, you're going through this because of over here, calm the fuck down, don't bring it to me. You know what I mean, kind of stuff. And that's good that, you know, you have that feedback too. So, and if she didn't love you, care about you, she probably wouldn't let that continue. So,
I remember when I told her I was thinking about moving the gym out of the house, though. That was one of my favorite conversations. Because for years it was, no, we can't afford it. You'll be gone too much. You're already gone too much, right? But the gym had outgrown the 1,100 square feet, right? And our yard was getting torn up. I'm on 2 acres, but people had to park, right? So we got like 26 cars. That's a lot of fucking wear and tear on the lawn, right? And we paid to have like more gravel and expand our driveway, and it still wasn't enough, so people were parking on the street at the neighbor's house, like craziness. And I remember going, like, Lindsay and I had the conversation first, because she had become very important at the gym, at the Blue Mats. And I went to Melissa and I was like, I think we can do this. I think, like, Lynn's, Kano, and I think we can do this. We think we can open up a real gym. And for the first time, she's like, please do it. I'm sick of all these people being at our house. I have no peace. You train 7 days a week. It
is a gym, not it's a live-in gym at that point.
So she's always been incredibly supportive, more supportive than most wives would be.
I always say, like, every single person pretty much has a story like that, like of that supportive thing. And we do see a lot of people that have a split. But you know, you do this on your own, or you do this with the support, or you don't do it. You know, and that's what I see a lot of people, like, when they have the support, they're free. They're free to go and pursue and be great and stuff. And great is within their own right. You know what I mean? Like,
it's different for everybody.
It's different for everybody. Because I think it's great that you're able to do that and open up your own gym and have that level of support. When people support what I do, I really appreciate that. We want to get into all that shit, because this is very. When you were talking about, you're like, I'm the least interesting person. I'm not the person to be on camera. I'm like, who are you talking to? Well, I grew up as the fat kid getting made fun of in Spanaway, and all of a sudden people want to watch me on camera. Like, no. Well, what?
So let's talk about that, because I have a successful gym, right? Okay. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm just a poser who got lucky, right? When I started this game, I talked like I was better than everybody because I came from the Marine Corps, right? Okay. So I had to be braggadocious. And like I told everybody, I was 8 and 10, 8 and 10, 8 and 10. And I got fucking murked, right? And I didn't have the composure of a fighter who has that record. Right. For sure. Right? And yeah, I have 18 McMap level fights, military level fights, which are really just glorified hard sparring sessions. Okay. Right? That's not the same thing. No. It's really not. So I'm talking all this shit, and my entire 20s was figuring out how I can stop being a poser who is this enigma that's a badass who can't make it look like he's a badass or can't actually be the badass, right? Yeah. How do I turn that fucking poser into somebody who's competent? That was my entire 20s. Right? And I know all of us have like periods of discovery, but trying to be hyper aware of how little I know and how little I am in this pond. Take a step back. We have probably the pound for pound GOAT in this state, in DJ, for MMA, right?
Oh, I definitely consider him that.
I know a lot of people will say John Jones. No, DJ.
It's DJ for me.
And maybe we're biased because he's hometown hero.
PNW,
right?
baby.
We're up in Pierce County, right?
I'm in Parkland. This is fucking, let's live out here.
But like, okay, we got DJ. We got Matt Humes,
Oh my god.
founder of AMC, right? We have quite a few UFC vets. Brad Blackburn. Mm-hmm. He deserves to be sitting here, right? You've already had Brian Johnson on. He's done amazing for the scene, right? You just had Eddie on, right? You had the Bosnian Bombshell, who's actually done something as a fighter. You've had Julie, who's tearing it up on the amateur scene and about to go pro soon, right? Like, these people deserve to be here. Drew Brokenshire deserves to be here. Eric Larson, Nick Ryan, those guys deserve to be here, right? Even Paul Boudreau, like, he's medaled at ADCC Opens, right? He's done amazing. He deserves to be here. I'm a fat, bald, middle-aged dude who orchestrated success because I understand what I failed at and what I fail at. So I have a third degree Kodokan black belt in judo. Andy Dodd, great person, amazing person. He runs our judo program, right? And he helps, because he did NHB fighting in his youth, back before MMA was coined, he helps get fighters ready too when he can. And he helps clinching methodology with me. Right? We have Kano Melvin, I think he's a third degree now. Black belt under Marcelo, right? He thinks of jiu-jitsu in a way that most people don't.
I love that.
He doesn't think of jiu-jitsu in a process orientation, step A, step B, step C. He thinks of jiu-jitsu in an artistic, holistic method. I can't spatially recognize the way he sees things.
I love that.
We're a great pairing.
Yes.
Because I'm data-driven, right? And he's more abstract, but can see, like, in Muay Thai, I'll use this even though we're talking about a jiu-jitsu guy. The round knee, right, and the round kick use the same biomechanical markers in the body, the same kinesthesiology, right? But do we ever teach them at the same time for the same reason? No.
Not typically.
In jiu-jitsu, he would say yes, because it's not how you implement these moves that's important. It's understanding the concept and why these moves can work. So if I'm doing a round knee to your thigh or your ribs, I can also do a round kick to your thigh or your ribs, right? If I can get my round knee up to your head, I can't. But I know guys who can.
Yeah.
Fucking Jason Swan at Brian's can, right?
Fucking Jackson.
Yeah, but he just picks his knee up and he's at head height.
Yeah, he's fucking tall. Well, actually, just a quick side note is you talked about like sambo and all these things. Like the kid Jonah I mentioned earlier, he taught me how to clinch and throw around a low kick in the clinch, and it just drives people up the wall. Like, are you fucking low kicking me in the clinch? And then like low kick knee or low kick round knee or something. But yeah, I digress. Go ahead.
But that's Kano helped me bridge that gap.
Right.
Devin's got a huge IQ, right? Like I said, he's the best fight analyst I've ever met. Homeboy knows things about fighting that he'll say something and I'm like, how the fuck don't I know this? I've been in this game almost 30 years. I've been practicing for 30 years. How the fuck did I not know that? And he'll say it so nonchalantly, like everybody knows this, and it's like revolutionary, right? But he can take concepts in kickboxing and make it applicable for everybody. Right? Arthur, this is where we get nerdy, right? Arthur is our HEMA instructor.
Okay.
Now, HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts,
Yeah.
it's a collection of martial arts. It's not a martial art.
Right.
It's collection of treaties, military treaties, that focuses on sword fighting. There is some unarmed combat, all that, right? Arthur is an Order of the Wolf, which means nothing to us dudes who aren't nerds and don't sword fight.
Right.
In the confines of HEMA and the SEA, that's the equivalent of like being a regional champion.
Okay.
Right? Not a state champion, but like a regional champion. Right? Not quite international, but like just there. That's pretty fucking good. And I've done sword work and knife work and everything. And I will say, Arthur, if you're watching, we can do knives anytime you want, baby. Because I'll fuck you up. But anytime we've done sword work, he makes me look like a first day fucking white belt. And I'm not. Like, I know my shit, but he'll fucking carve me up like nothing.
Yeah.
But I orchestrate all of these guys into my game, into my coaching staff, because I'm not good enough at any one of those
Okay.
to run it, right? I am still the poser, right? And I know you probably don't like me using that term. I'm still that kid who thought he knew more than he did.
Right.
But I've recognized I don't, right? So I orchestrate success in my students because I know my failures, right? So I'm still that guy who wants to be better than he is. And that's kind of the Kaizen of it. Like, I'm always going to try to be a better person. I was not a good person in my 20s. I made some pretty big mistakes in my 30s. At my core, I don't think I'm a very good person, but I try to be, right? It's like that. I'm always trying to redeem myself by being a better person the next day, the next day, the next day. And the same thing with coaching. I wasn't a good coach in my 20s. Wasn't a good coach in my 30s. Now that I'm in my 40s, I'm trying to be the best coach that I can be and give my students every opportunity they have. And I'm trying, we as coaches, we don't mean to do this, but we all do it at some time, where we become the showman, the center of attention. This is our room, our domain, right? Yeah. And we'll say shit like, I do this and this always works for me. We don't mean to.
Right.
Right? We're trying to bridge connection and show that we know what we're talking about. But the more you get into the game, you're like, I don't need to tell them this is what I do.
Right.
Right? Because they're not me, first of all. Second of all, who the fuck cares what a dude who no longer fights does? This is a tool you can use for your toolbox. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
That's a much better approach.
Yes.
Right? And I've pretty recently, probably in the last 2 years, I've made that transition, and I'm still making that transition. But that imposter syndrome is still very loud in my head.
That's what I keep hearing. So when you say poser, it's not that I don't get it. I feel like what you just kind of said is like the mistakes and stuff that you made in like your 20s or 30s. I feel like you hold yourself very accountable for that maybe not without forgiving yourself.
No, I don't forgive myself.
Well, I mean,
fuck me.
But again, you're trying to by becoming a better person and like doing all these things and recognizing that goes beyond just you, into your students, into whoever you can pour that into. And that's what my same approach, like when you said just a second ago about not being like, I do this, and we all fall into that trap. But for anybody listening, if I say I do it like this, I'm saying this is what's worked for me. Take what works for you, because I will make sure if Crew Jones is right there, I'm like, please tell them what works for you, because I specifically think about the front kick, the push kick, the teep in Muay Thai. I like to pick the knee up and stab the toes and drive them back, and it creates those nice toe marks. The spears. Crew Jones likes to turn his toe in a little bit so it doesn't slide off.
More Bullhouse on side.
Yeah. So Juan uses the scoop teep.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Up. Yeah. Yeah, he gets me with it too. And then you can see, what's funny is you can see who picks what from when you go spar. I'm like, oh, Adam does Juan's teep. Alex Andrew that used to be with us does my teep. Some people use the round teep, or I like to use the dome kick. The dome kick or whatever it's called. It's basically like a round kick, but you land with the toes. Yeah. Which is dangerous. So land it cleanly.
Yeah. Knuckles, not toes.
Yeah. Well, fucking landed with my toes the other day on somebody's knee. It was great. But you said something about, or what you said about, all these people deserve to be here above you. I disagree, because how many of those people are trying to figure that out now? There's a life beyond fighting.
Yeah.
Like DJ's now coaching BJJ over at Grapple Club.
I think he's at Grapple Club.
Like I've had a few interactions with some of their students. I think a guy that used to go there maybe still does. I went to high school with. There's all kinds of little things because we're in the community. But like I've been talking to Drew, I'm like, when are you gonna come on? When are you gonna come on? Because he's opening his new spot right down the road by Almond Roca, place on South Tacoma Way and Pacific Ave meet. It's like 26th Street.
Okay.
He's opening his new spot there. So Drew, come on. I'll message you later today. But I think everybody has a story. Like, think about, he's doing all that right now. If he listens to you say certain things, maybe he can, there's always a bit to learn. And that's my perspective. Is like, I don't even have a amateur title.
Yeah.
Like, I have enough fights, smokers, blah, blah, blah. But I never hit like a high level. What I had was high level competition. Fighting Chris Hartman, fighting fucking Miles Coble, like as his 10th
that
fight.
Noise.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of guys like Dylan Potter. Like I fought
Dylan.
Dylan.
Potter. Potter did. when he quit fighting, he came and did our shower.
He's still fighting.
Well, he took
took a break
when second child was born.
Yeah,
he took a pretty long break to focus on his construction business.
Yep.
And he came in and he did our shower, our master bedroom shower.
Cool.
Shout out to Potter.
Yeah.
It was good work, buddy.
He's supposed to come on here too. Shoot me a message.
Yeah.
You took down my number.
And Dylan MacArthur, also a Brian guy, right? He did our other bathroom, so shout out to Dylan too.
Very nice.
Yeah.
See, I love our community because it's like we all have day jobs, so the networking's there.
I don't anymore.
Well, I don't really. Well, I work online retail basically,
gotcha.
but I can work from home, so I'm like, when do you want to come on? Like when you said, Drew said, name your price. I'm like, name your time.
I was a tax specialist at the state until 2 years ago.
If I have tax questions on my stuff, I'll shoot you.
Hold on. No.
Don't do that.
Estate tax was where I was at. If you're talking to me, that means you're dead or somebody in your family died. I don't
understood.
do that.
Never mind. Cool.
But
well, I'll just keep it with my CPA then.
I
can't stand it.
I've had a very long and funny career because if you name some field I have worked at, because I'm 41, and in L&I, when I worked for L&I, I touched every single department within that agency except for two. Right? I worked in every single department except for two. And then when I left L&I, I was a financial advisor for Edward Jones for a bit.
Okay.
Right? Which is such a weird thing, like wearing a suit and tie, knowing you could choke out every motherfucker in that room.
I was like, when I was a Wingo, dressed up and fucking doing LP stops. I did a hip toss on a fucking tweaker when the LP guy had a lock on him. They both went flying. It was on video. Dude's like this, recording me. I was like, I'm like,
Oh, God.
it's like, but just knowing how to move in the civilian world when you realize like most people don't.
Jason Lovett, the guy who founded Glacier with me originally, the Glacier MMA guy, he and I worked at L&I in the same support units. We were in the call centers. We were both leads. And we got in trouble one day because we started sparring, like playful, not like beating each other.
Messing around.
Like fucking with each other in the hall. And the director of L&I and our region, our what's it called, the customer service manager for the support units came around the corner and they saw us like fucking with each other. And our boss, Autumn, at the time, she's like, "What are you doing? Knock it off.
This is like what we're supposed to be preventing.
You are working. You cannot be doing this right now." I once did a shoulder roll too in the middle of the cubicles. I just fucking did a diving shoulder roll.
That's funny.
And everybody's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "What are they gonna do? Fire me?"
Yeah.
I mean, they probably could have.
Tactical L&I, bro. Like we gotta show them what we capable of.
Oh, God, it was so much fun working there. It was hell working there too, but I should have got fired so many times. When I got hired at L&I, it was during the 2008-2009 hiring freeze.
Okay.
So they weren't firing people unless it was egregious.
Oh,
because
wow.
they couldn't replace anybody, right? So I got away with murder that should not have been allowed 99% of the rest of the time. So,
yeah. I think I've got a couple of those little things. I probably should have got fired a couple times. I was a fucking warehouse supervisor at 18 years old, unloading semi trucks with dudes like our age, 40s, 50s, and I'm like, "Go unload that truck. You have 30," and they're like, "I'm gonna smash this kid." Like,
catch me at the 7-Eleven down the street.
oh, and this is 2003, and it's fucking where? Yeah, they're like, "Oh no!" Like they used to go across the street and have a fight club. I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with that. And then some dude gets knocked out and fired. Yeah. And then the other dude gets fired too. It's like, see, that's what not to do. But yeah,
just completely random.
Yeah.
There's another member of my team that I haven't talked about.
Let's hear it.
So when Devin's hurt, and he's in recovery right now, he's semi-retired. He still helps out as much as he can, but he can't be a part of the team like he used to. Yeah. So he's more like a kickboxing consultant now. Right? So he'll come up and he'll help people when he can. He's always got time for the fight team, right? But Jared Tier.
Oh yeah.
Right? Jared has joined our team as our fight coach. Yeah. I love that dude.
Always the biggest smile in the room.
Yeah. So the thing about Jared, right? Jared's not the most technical, right?
He's fun. I like his.
He's fun. He's not the most technical. Right. He's a chameleon when it comes to sparring. He can be anybody you need him to be, though.
Okay.
Right? But we have this lie in combat sports that you can't teach heart, right?
Okay.
Say it all the time. People, you can't teach heart. You can't teach heart.
I think it's
you can.
Yeah.
Jared, though, his brilliance, right, is that he can teach anybody to be gritty and teach them how to be in the fire.
When you said heart, the word is in my brain is grit. Because same. You know?
He can take anybody and say, okay, you're going to learn how to be in the fire. And not only are you going to be okay in the fire, you're going to laugh while you do it. Right? I don't know if you know my fighter, Joey O'Neill. Joey, he's a lower level kickboxer. He's not on Julie's level or Mac's level yet, but he's going to be there very soon.
Was he the guy at the smoker?
I think he did. Yeah, he did. Did he fight that night? Yes, he did. He's the dude who they came and said, "Can you box only?"
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And he dropped the dude. Yeah. So Joey has always been okay with pain. He don't give a fuck. Hit him. Okay, I'm gonna keep coming forward. But he wasn't very good in the pocket, and it wasn't like for a lack of trying. He didn't really know how to stand there and bang. Right. He was kind of brawly, right? And Devin helped him get technical. Jared helped him learn how to navigate the fires of hell, right? And so, like, when Joey Hunter fought, he didn't have that yet, right? And so they fought for a belt at Hammerhead.
Okay.
And it went all 5 rounds. Joey's tough as fuck, but he just couldn't get in there and stay in there. Okay. Like, Hunter fought is tall, right? I don't know if you know him. I think he's like 6'2", but he's like a 155er.
Oh, wow.
So it's like
That's
fighting.
Tough.
It's fighting the Jolly Green Giant, right?
Yeah.
And he's good too. He's not just tall and lanky. He's tall, lanky, and technical.
Okay.
He's tall, lanky, and good.
You see, like, a lot of tall, lanky dudes not have to be as technical.
But he is. And Kellen King's his coach, and like, I got to give props. Like, Kellen and I go way back. We both were Brian guys a long time ago. Drama and all that things with the family, but now we're all back together.
Yeah.
But he couldn't get in on Hunter and stay there. He didn't know how to. And he just did war 2 months ago, something.
Okay, yeah.
And he refought Yafet. It was their second round, second fight. The first time he fought Yafet, he won the first one, lost the second, and the third was really, really close. Okay. He just wasn't active. I think most of us said that he lost the third, right? A lot of people came up to me. Talon came up to me after. He's like, I think he won that fight. But if I've watched it back like 5 times now, he just wasn't active enough. It's hard to score for him.
Yeah.
Because I think he had them better significant strikes, but Yafet was so good at being pressure and like volume. He had ring control. He was definitely the aggressor.
Yeah.
So if you have to lean one way, who are you going to lean with?
Right.
But this last fight, Joe took him to the fire and put him into the pan and just did not, relentless, just almost Nick Ryan-esque. His cardio is not Nick Ryan, but just kept coming. Every time he got hit, he was back in the pocket. Every time he got smacked, he was back in the pocket. Every time he caught a knee, he was back in. He did not give a fuck. Do as much damage as you want to, right? And he's the only fighter I have who will do that. Julie will get in the pocket, but if she starts getting fucking hit, she'll start using angles and tiring the people out and like...
This is usually smarter.
Yeah, she'll stay in the pocket, but she's very elusive in the pocket.
Yeah.
Joey is Rocky. Joey is Raymond Deckers.
He's like full grit. Yeah.
I'm going to be in the fire. You're going to be with me. And we're going to see who wins.
That was Jones. And then I learned to fight fire with fire. Same thing. I tell this story. Imagine Crew Jones. He's taking his last fight. Or what ended up being his last fight. And this motherfucker he's 36, I think, at the time. He's 35, and because I'm 26. And this is the person I'm learning as a green fighter to spar against. A core 4. And Taki leveled up. Bo's heavyweight. I'm like, it's a tough task every sparring session. And then Nick Ryan. And then Ollie and Brandon Boroff. And fucking Sam Polton. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, I got okay. I don't want to say good. But I got decent.
You get decent through osmosis just because everybody around you is
You get good or you quit.
Yeah, you can't help but get good. Yeah. I felt that way at Brian's because Brian will be the first one to say that I don't give myself enough credit. But when I compare myself to like Julian Martin, who's fucking phenomenal. He's a fucking assassin. Or Jason Swan, who's highly technical and highly flexible and can sneak axe kicks and head kicks at fucking clinch range. Like, when you're comparing yourself to those people, it's hard to be like, I'm decent.
Right.
Because your frame of reference for decent is this.
Yeah.
Elevated dudes.
Well, it's also usually that frame of reference is, I'll always have that, like, that early stage mentality when I look up to like that guy is good, and then I'll watch myself. I'm like, I'm actually doing pretty good. Like, okay, like better than I ever think I am. I always think I'm just trash, especially in sparring.
I am trash.
You got a little shiner there. I doubt you're trash, but I was going to comment on that. So, that's always like a point of pride because I got a little. I don't have it, but it hurts.
In 2023, I had 5 surgeries.
Okay.
Right? I was like Robo me.
Okay.
And I'm still recovering.
Oh,
it's very hard for me.
2023, yeah. It takes a few years.
And I've put on a lot more weight. I normally used to run around 275. I've always been a fat dude, but 275, 245. I'm a demon. People don't want to fuck with me.
Right.
Right. Because I got cardio. I can move like a light heavyweight or even a middleweight.
Yeah.
Like I can fucking move fast. I can move fast right now for a 300 pounder, but I can do that once. And I'm like,
well, it's tough because you probably don't have the full body operating back the way it should be. Yeah.
So I sparred in March.
Okay.
Like hard rounds. And I was like, I need to take some time off. I can't go. So last Thursday, I'm like, I'm going to let y'all spar. Everybody's like, fuck yeah. And Hunter, he's coming back off of his handbrake. I don't know if you saw that fight. He was down in FCFF and he broke his hand in the first minute.
Portland or whatever it was? Yeah, I wasn't at that.
Dude, homeboy's fucking, talk about grit. That kid's fucking amazing. He broke his hand in the first minute of the first round and got finished in the third just because he couldn't fucking deal with the pain. He got hit and he covers and gets hit in the hand, the same broken hand, and you can see he's just like, I can't do this anymore. Like the pain is overwhelming. But his hand is better now, so we're doing rounds, right? And I'm being very kind. I have no lungs. I haven't sparred. I've rolled. Rolling cardio is very different than striking cardio.
It's still cardio, but it's different.
Very different, right? And when you're fat like me, you can just lay on people. Okay? But Hunter is never one to put a pace on me. I've always been able to control him. The size different. He's a 125 fighter, 135 fighter. But he walks around like 140, 150.
Okay.
Small dude, right? He's my Keebler elf. Okay. Right? He's my murder gnome. But my timing was kind of there still because I still had range on him.
Yeah.
But he realized early on because the fight team's been very active, right? We fight fucking all the time, right? And he's always in camp. And even when he broke his hand, he was still in the gym.
Yeah.
And he was working in southpaw.
I love that.
And he was working like...
Do what you can.
Doing everything he can, working his jab and everything. So he's like, he saw in like the first 30 seconds, I'm just going to outpace coach. So he fucking ramps up to 100 and he's like juking in. I'm like, fuck. My timing's not here. I can't do shit. So I'm just going to leg kick this bitch. And every time he comes in, I'm just going to clinch him because I'm 10 times his size. And he fucking popped me with an overhand left off of a switch.
Ooh.
I'm just like,
yeah,
little fucking Oompa Loompa bastard. And then the next round I went with one of the kids who's pretty decent. Can't really do much because he doesn't have the technique yet. He's not a gritty fighter, but he's still pretty decent. And then I went with Joe. Okay. And I told Joe going in, I'm like, do not treat this like a fight, please. Remember, I'm old. Like, let's play.
I have to tell Juan that sometimes. I came in.
Dude, he calf kicked me 7 times.
Ooh.
The next day I was doing the fucking hobble.
I hate calf kicks.
It was the best round he's ever had with me. He beat the fuck out of me, right? And I love it when my fighters beat the fuck out of me. Because I take it as a point of pride. Like,
I've gotten them good.
They're better than me. I want that for all of my students.
I'm in that transition to where I'm like feeling them, like
catching
I'm
you.
like right here. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, so I'm having to level up. So like I talk about it all the time, but one of our kids, she just came up from Cali from a gym that I know down Stockton, Valor Training. Her name's Koliani, and she's silver medalist on the WBC youth team, but one of the organizations like what Belton's doing with Crew Patrick.
Yeah.
That organization. Really good, really technical. I feel like she needs to develop some grit. But I can't take her lightly. There's a round where I'm just playing with her. I'm like, oh, you don't like the leg kick? And she head kicks me. And I'm like, okay, I'll post that one. And then I start, like, I'm bigger. I've got more experience. I've been doing this her whole life. Yeah. She's like, you've been doing this since 2011? That's when I was born. Fucking kid, you know? But the level of her is that of, like, you look at the experience, like 10 years experience type of stuff. And there was this past Saturday, I'm dialed. It's like one of my good days. Which,
Yeah. You ate your Wheaties that morning?
Yeah. I had something else. But no, like I was just dialed, and the whole round I'm like, I'm sorry, am I going too hard? Like she split her lip a little bit. She's like over with her dad. She like look over. They both look at me. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
well, no, it's also like if I'm not on point, she's gonna fucking get me.
Yeah.
And like she'll out volume. She's got really good technique. But then she's still missing some things. Like footwork is a little bit, what I say, lazy. Don't be lazy. Don't be on your heels. You know what I mean? Or not excessively. But so I got her like a little sweep and stuff, and I'm telling her afterwards, like, look, that is me having to be on point. Like, I can't take you lightly. You're not a light round at this point. Even though you're 15. And so, like, if I jab you a little hard, I'm sorry. If it's like a, long guard or something, I stuff you. It's not because I'm trying to be big or outpower you. It's that I have to stop you at a certain point. She'll head kick me, again, no problem. Yeah. She goes for it, and she got me with a fucking body kick a couple weeks before. I'm like, spleen sides where I'm feeling it. I'm like, damn. But there's always that gap. You got about 10 minutes.
All right, no, we're good.
But that gap that's being bridged. And like last night, I had kind of like so I just go by the rule of thirds. Third of the time you feel great, then third in the middle, third's crappy. I've had a third in the middle last week, a high level third, and then yesterday was another mid level. So I'm like, if I spar Thursday, it's probably gonna get my ass kicked. So
we got a kid like that named Deegan.
Yeah,
he's been with us since he's 11. He's 14 now, and he just loves to make all the adults feel like they shouldn't be there. He doesn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, she likes that attention too.
Yeah. He's just that good.
Yeah, okay.
And it's the only sport he's ever liked.
I like that.
Yeah. So cool. Well, I got some shit for you.
Okay.
Okay. I want to make sure we do this on camera. Yeah. So first thing first, you wanted some merch.
Oh yeah.
And Julie told me what I should bring you. So the first thing I brought you, I got you a Glacier jersey.
Ooh, yes.
All right, with our kickboxing polar bear.
I love that polar bear. Oh, and this combat corner. Thank you. I love this. That is awesome. Thank you.
And then, I know you don't roll often.
Very rarely.
Okay. So I wanted to get you a rash guard, but none of the rash guards made sense except this one. Okay. Because all the rash guards are oriented towards jiu-jitsu and submission grappling, except this one.
Okay.
So I know you're not a sambist, but I got you a combat sambo.
Oh man.
Rash guard. With my favorite polar bear, the death bear.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Oh, that is sick. Thank you. Awesome, sir.
And then the last things I got for you. So I may be robust. You might have noticed. I like a good meal.
Okay.
The gym all knows that I do barbecue. Like I barbecue and I grill all the fucking time.
Nice.
And I make my own barbecue sauces. Can't sell them because this state has weird cottage license rules, right? I know. I got a dog, so I'll never get a cottage license. Yeah. But I texted you and I said, do you like barbecue? You said yes.
Barbecue, yeah.
So my brother, I got you 2 different sauces.
Woo!
This is the apple cider sauce. This is sweet, not a lot of heat, right?
I love it. Okay.
I eat it on everything, but most people like it for chicken.
Okay. I was just going to say that chicken thon.
Right? This is the habanero jalapeno honey.
Ooh.
Okay?
That sounds good.
Right? It's delicious. It does have some heat. So if you got any friends who are bitches about heat, have them put this on their tongue and see how it goes.
I'm that way, but I like heat, but I sweat. So
this cooks down well.
Okay.
So if you don't use it as a dip and you use it as a cooked season, right? Like you coat and then cook, like a marinade style, you'll be good.
All right, cool.
Right? Yeah. So
we'll be doing probably, because I took a big pack of chicken thighs, so I'm gonna do a little batch of each. I will let you know how that goes by tomorrow.
You might have to take the cap off this one because it's thicker to pour it. That one will come out just like juice, man.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So I did not have an opportunity to get a shirt made for you, but I will get your info and get one sent to you. If I don't see you don't do it by then, I will give it to you on Travis George's card because I see that you have a fighter on that card.
I put in for matchmaking. Do we have one locked in?
Did I not see Julie's fighting match?
No, she's not.
Oh.
She fought on the last George card.
Right. Okay, my mistake. For some reason, I could have swore I saw something. Maybe it was somebody else. I thought you did.
No, Julie's not fighting on any AMI cards only now. She's only doing Pro-Am cards.
Good.
I'm trying to convince her to go pro probably too early. She wants to go fight out of state first as an Amie.
So she said, yeah.
Yeah. So Belton and I and Devin, we're all looking for fights out of state. We got offered 2, and then both declined the offer. Mm-hmm. So like we got offered this chick in New York who's a badass, very technical, beautiful Muay Thai, and she declined the fight for some reason. So it's like, okay, we can't take that one. And then the Arizona fight, there was miscommunication. We thought it was 122. They want 118, and that's a big cut for Julie.
Oh yeah. Once you go, that, I mean, even those 4 pounds when you're already cutting, like that could make or break your fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're still looking.
Well, she'll get it. She's on fire. Like,
She's amazing.
It's more a matter of time. But I did want to say is, I don't have much merch to give away right now, but I got some. So affiliate they got some air fresheners, like auto air fresheners, some stickers, and then some Sway City Muay Thai stickers there.
Oh, right on, man.
And then I'll have shirts.
Fuck,
more
that's
shirts
a lot. You sure?
I got that big ass bag.
Oh shit! All right, buddy.
Yeah, that's a pound bag. So,
Sweet. Well, I'll take those home.
Cool.
Pass them out.
Yeah, right, excellent, man.
Yeah.
Well, what sort of shout outs do you want to give before?
Oh, fuck.
You got to do them.
I did a shit ton of shout outs already, right?
You did. Well, just cover the ones that you can't close out without.
First and foremost, got to thank my wife, Melissa. She puts up with me. I don't know how. She hasn't killed me yet. She's always watching Snapped and Cold Case Files, though, so it's coming.
You're like, she's got the plan.
Yeah. Gosh, shout out to my daughter, Arlana. She already... I was always saying, Dad, the gym takes up too much of your time. So when we get time together, it's very, very special. And she's my world. She's amazing. I got to give shout out to Jason Lovett, Eric Lemke, Derek Duncan, Rachel Lovett. They're my souls, the people that keep me grounded. They're 4 of the 5 people that I know I could call and hide a body with. And then I got to give shout out to Lindsay Schrodel, Randy Schrodel. They're Lindsay's best friend. She helps run the gym. Randy's amazing partner for her, amazing partner in the gym. He's a great dude. Travis Seelan, Kyle Stockdale, Brett Woods. Got to give you guys, they're part of the GAC, the Glacier Advisory Committee.
Okay.
Right? Got to give a shout out to them. The whole fight team. Fuck. I got to give Sheenock, Hunter Arnett, Joey O'Neill, Julie, of course, Mac, Kai, Albino. He'll know who I'm talking about.
I was going to say, is that his name?
Huh?
Is that his name?
Yeah, no, that's his nickname. Everybody knows who he is. Fuck, there's so many people. All my members for Glacier, I got 120 members who'll be here all day shouting
That's
out.
awesome. Yeah,
but,
I know.
But, I mean, fuck. There's bonus. Got to give a shout out to Steve Olson. Fucking, God. There's so many. And then, of course, the coaching staff, Kano, Andy, Drew, Matt, Devin, Jared, Arthur. God, I hope I'm not forgetting somebody. I'm going to get somebody like, what the fuck, motherfucker, you didn't say anything?
Yeah.
And then, of course, got to give a shout out to Brian Johnson for raising me in this goddamn sport. And shout out to Greg Swanson for giving me Sambo. Julian Sanchez for keeping Sambo alive. If you want to get into Sambo, those 2 men are who you should be talking to.
Got it.
Vlad Kulikov is a great recommendation and a great resource. But those dudes can talk to you as an American outside of the Sambo set.
Yes.
Right? Okay. They can make Sambo work for you. And I encourage everybody to go watch Sambo highlights.
Oh, they're fun as hell.
Headbutts are my favorite thing in the fucking world.
That's the biggest thing that scares me. That and Letway.
I don't know, dude. I love fucking Dave LeDuc.
But I like it, but it's like, I'm good at what I do. I mean, without saying I'm not overly good, but man, watching them motherfuckers, because they'll be like, huh, and just mush a fucking orbital. And it's like I know Muay Thai is brutal, and that's just add in headbutts with it.
Well, dude, grabbing the back of their kurtka and getting your thumb in the epaulette, because you're not allowed to grab the epaulette, which is the frill on the side of the jacket in Sambo. Okay. But you can put your thumb in it and grab behind it.
Okay.
And you get this rock hard grip, and they can't break the grip, right? So if you get into a pinch headlock position, right? Arm in style.
Yeah.
They're framed behind you. You load up the knee, you get them doubled over, and you have that beautiful sight right to the orbit. Mm-hmm. You just fucking cream.
Oof.
And you fucking pull in, bang! And then if they're still up, you do it again. Or if you want to be flashy, you throw them off it. Or if you really want to be cool, you fucking come up and under, bang, bang, and then walk off. It's such a, oh God, I love
Just
Sambo.
give me like football fucking memories.
Dude,
Fuck.
Sambo is truly my first love outside of people. But, oh God.
Yeah. Well, it shows.
You know, go watch Kirill. Kirill fucking murder people. He's such a good sambist. He doesn't fight anymore, but fuck. Dude, he's hit some headbutts that should have outlawed headbutts in Fias. He had one where he was grabbing front belt grip and had the dude had a Ukrainian like high collar grip on him. And he was like this, and he was under the guy, and he went in for the throw, and dude backed out, and he just goes, bap, and just like did a rising headbutt Batman style.
Oh, man.
And homeboy fumbled, just it was great. I love Sambo.
I will say, like, even if you're not into Sambo, like, you can learn from any martial art.
Oh, for sure.
Ooh, that's a good little trick. How do they do that? I'm always watching judo and jiu-jitsu stuff for, like, little takedowns that I can apply to Muay Thai without cheating.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rule set, because, again, you know, toe like this or foot like this, big difference.
We have this conversation almost weekly in our gym. You can't foot sweep like this.
Right.
You must foot sweep like
Must.
this. And then the guys who go to judo, sensei's like, turn it. It's more effective. They're like, I can't because we have it all the time.
So I know my buddy Judo Giovannis Rodriguez. I'm probably saying his first name wrong, but he's so good at judo sweeps and stuff like that. I'm like, that's not legal. So if I come to you guys, I'm gonna get caught with shit that I don't practice because it's not legal. But you're gonna catch me with it. And then you come to my gym and you're gonna do stuff that's not legal, and, and we're just gonna let it roll.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. So like, there's this guy Dane that comes in, and he's like Kung Fu Panda, like drunken master style. Like does a bunch of like, but he does. I fucking get him because I couldn't throw kicks the other day, like a week ago. So he's like scrubbing his glove in my face. I'm like, get this shit out of here.
Fucking lacing you and shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, boom, boom, like fuck, because I like the pin too.
Yeah.
But I won't sit there and just like, I'm like, dude, get the fuck off me. And so he's just really good at little nuances, but he's so awkward and do like little sweeps and stuff, but he'll adjust to. And then we've got a couple other people that don't know takedowns, so they think they can football tackle people. That's not what you want to do in a fight gym. It's like, okay, I can ground and pound if you want to tackle me. But
We can have a good old time.
these are my money makers. Right
12 to 6 is legal now, I'm just saying.
But I'm going to give a couple quick shout outs. First of all, thank you for coming on and for the gear. This is, I know you weren't big on it, but after a few conversations, I'm glad that you took the trip.
Well, thanks, man.
A lot of people are going to really like the content. You have a lot of good insight. The humbleness and humility of knowing the arrogance of the youth and being like, I'm not that way anymore. I try to do better, even though I'm still kind of that way. And to have that self-awareness. I want to give a quick shout out to Brian Johnson as well, because he had me on for the podcast and live at the show. That was a great time. Jeff Hoiby. Jeff, you've been giving me a lot of great advice. So that's somebody, I know he's very neutral in the community. And I look to him as like, how do I also be neutral outside of some of the people off camera that we talked about? Some of the situations, which those situations are well known in the community. I don't need to bring anything up. So quick shout out to my whole team. Streetswick Muay Thai. Brian Jones Jr. is like my Muay Thai dad. So very similar. Like if him and my dad hung out, it'd be a weird day. They're like, what the fuck is this? Big shout out to obviously Master Simon, our gym owner Kyle. That's a big one.
Kyle Mitchell,
Kyle Mitchell, yeah. MABJJ black belt, big time. Fucking the Hulk of
The
our
Hulk.
gym. He's so big.
He's so good, though. He's big and technical. I love Kyle. He's such a good guy, too. He's such a sweet dude.
And he's so chill. Like if he wasn't a BJJ guy, he'd be a surfer in my mind.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's just
fucking bow
attitude
hunts,
of
too, right?
He bow hunts. He hunts. Like I don't know. He's not just bow hunting.
Oh.
Him and Nick and I don't know who the third was. They're all because we have an industrial complex right there where we're at, and they're off in the far end of the parking lot where all the trucks would park and the big fence, and they're fucking shooting their bows during COVID at the time where you're just getting practice in. But lastly, I want to say setting up programs for affiliate marketing and sponsorships. So if anybody, before I start sending out anything, if anybody is interested in getting in ground level before all that stuff goes out, please let me know. Reach out. If not, you'll probably be hearing from me. So
I got one more shout out.
Yes.
I completely forgot. I got a shout out to my mom and dad who raised me, Kelly and Kevin Dunbar. Shout out to Bonus Mom and Bonus Dad. I didn't know who my biological father was for years. Just like 2 years ago, I met him. Cool dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to my siblings. Stephanie, I know you prefer Ani, and Teresa and Justin, and all my adopted siblings. I got Lindsay Reed and Jessica Kinnison and fucking... Oh, fuck, there's probably more that I'm forgetting. I'm going to get shit on for forgetting them. We had a bunch of people in our house. Fucking... Oh, God. Yeah, those people.
Yeah. There's always somebody that you're going to forget. Never take it personal. Like, we're just sitting here.
I'm on the spot.
Well, and we're sitting here for 2 hours talking about all kinds of shit. It has
Yeah.
to be like, call up all these names instantly that I have to say thank you to. Like you said, your parents. Thank you to my parents as well. So, like, just, yeah, obviously I wouldn't be here today without them.
Yeah, for sure.
Trials and tribulations, learn grit at certain points, learn how to fend for myself in a lot of ways, because they were out making sure that we had, or I had a place to live and food to eat and warm clothes to wear and things like that. So not always the happiest environment, not always the best, but always full of love and purpose.
Metal.
So, yes,
Right on, brother.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
This was awesome. Thank you for this shit. This is going to be before class. So if I'm burning up at class, that's why.
Careful.
All right. So don't eat